Live from Muskegon, Michigan, this is Tiger Talks Wrestling. Like, comment, subscribe, or get content.
Hello again, everybody. Welcome to Tiger Talks Wrestling. The second to last time here in 2018, we are live. Just thought I'd share a little piece of hardware that I managed to pick up recently that I thought everybody would get a nice look at. Anyway, I got this off of a Facebook wrestling page. Nice group that I'm part of. Got it pretty cheap. Nice NWA World Championship. Something I'm happy to have. All right. So now we are here for this Ask Me Anything edition of Tiger Talks Wrestling. I do have a special guest. We'll be bringing him in momentarily. I'm not going to reveal who he is quite yet, but you'll find out. It is a replica championship, yes. It's very nice, very heavy. I enjoy it very much. Hey, CBW, good to see you in here. What's up, FDN? Nice to see you as well. Mr. Awesome, Timey Dong is here for this Tiger Talks Wrestling, according to your sources. Yeah, he wishes he could be a part of Tiger Talks Wrestling. Thanks for the nice NWA title gets popped. Yeah. As you can see, I'm wearing this Lucha Extreme Luchador shirt. It's been over a month since When Worlds Collide 2. Shocking, I know, but it has. So this shirt's going to be retired from Tiger Talks Wrestling. As of today, this is the last time you'll be seeing me wear it. Oh. But before I take it off, because it's going to be coming off here in a couple moments, what's going on with Dark Side? I have no idea, CBW. Jack Brown, nice to see you in the chat room. I know, it's a shitty shirt. Wait till you see what shirt I got underneath it. I don't think you'll think that one's as shitty. But with that being said, as we'll wait and see if anybody else has anything. Not only will I answer any questions that you guys want to put in the comment section tonight, but so will the guest. And that guest, well, he's had a busy 2018. I don't think he needs much of an introduction, but we'll give him a little bit of one anyways. I think you guys will get the hint here in just a moment as to who the special guest is. Off with the Extreme. If you can't see that, we got a little beast bite action here. So without further ado, if you'll do the honors, my special guest tonight is none other than the one and only NWF Adrenaline Champion, Mr. 999 himself, once we get him in here. It's H2. But I'll get your questions ready for him, guys. Must be running a little behind because I sent him the link and he just isn't in yet. That's okay. I see we got Jaden Michael Quick in here. Good to see him. Gunshot, yes, I know it's you. Doesn't mean I wasn't going to call you that, but I know it's you. So yeah, this should be a special edition of Tiger Talks Wrestling. The Beast Bite shirt that you see me wearing is something very special that you can get. That would explain it. Get from H2 himself, if you ask him. His computer crashed, so that kind of rolled out the drama. Aw, man. Oh, well. We'll get H2 in here in just a few moments, though, guys. This isn't the last time you'll see Tiger Talks Wrestling on the air this year, though. We've got one more show after this. It'll be a year in review episode. Haven't decided exactly when that's going to happen yet. Might be the Friday the 28th, but we'll see how things go. All depends on work schedule and people that want to be a part of the show. And Riley Bates is in the chat room. Good to see you, Riley. All right. So, not only is this an Ask Me Anything, but there will be some surprises in store, a couple surprises anyway, during this show as well. H2 is back, baby. Yeah, that's nice, Mr. Awesome. Beast Blade Inc. Oh, and that shirt. Yes, I think it's a nice shirt. Speaking of the guest of honor, welcome to the show, H2.
Surprises, you say?
Yes. A few surprises.
Thank you for having me, Tony. I apologize for my delay. I went grocery shopping, just barely made it home. I was like, all right, I got about 10 minutes. I can take a quick shit. Knocked one out, took the Browns to the Super Bowl, and then my computer crashed as soon as I sat down. I was like, fuck.
Of course it did.
Right.
Technology, you know?
Right. My computer crashed as soon as.
And we get an echo. Yay.
I took care of that.
Yep, that's good. Jaden happens to mention that he hasn't been a guest on the show yet. Yeah, well, we might change that next year.
Probably for the best.
Hey, that could be. UH2, he says. Yes, not only is this kind of going to be an AMA, it's a little H2 appreciation night, if you will, as well. So, I got a couple things for you tonight. We'll see how things go, though. How is the short retirement? Gunshot says, I don't think it's a short.
I haven't came out. I'm still there, man.
All right.
I don't want to work for anybody else. I want to just kind of do my own thing, you know?
Good to know. Good to know. H2 appreciation. Bye, Jaden says.
See ya. Tell Caden I said hi.
Well, he's the only one that gets over in that household anyway, so.
Very true.
Had to go there. At least it's, yeah, Mr. Austin brings up a good point. At least it's not a BCW computer crash.
Oof.
Yep. Shots fired. But truths, too. Okay. Let me get something set up here. So I got a little something I want to show you here real quick.
Alrighty.
Before I do, Jaden says, he literally just said hi. What have you done to my child?
Your child is like everybody's child, man. It's probably one of my favorite, like, little kids. Like, he literally is like everybody's kid.
Right? We're going to do this. I think you'll know these two fellas just a little bit here.
H2. HMF2. Hayden, buddy. It's me, it's Kyle Rotten, Kyle Thompson, whatever you want to call me, man. And I'm here to just say thank you, because right now we're currently heading to a show that you are probably on your way to as well. So I just wanted to say thank you, though. Thank you for everything. Thank you for getting me into this. Thank you for bringing my best friend into this as well. Thank you for being a best friend. Thank you for fucking being awesome, dude. I don't know if I'm allowed to cuss. Doing it anyway. If it wasn't for you and those blue mats, man, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now. That means the world to me. I'm going to toss this on over to Kevin/Devin/whatever names else. And he's gonna appreciate you a bit too, brother.
Hey man, I just wanted to say thanks a lot. Like you said, we're on our way to a show right now. We're gonna see you here in a few minutes, and it's gonna be a little bit of a surprise for you. It's gonna come out in a couple weeks, but we really appreciate everything that you did for us. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here right now. I wouldn't be working multiple promotions. I wouldn't have this new dream that I didn't know that I wanted to do. So in the end, really thank you so very, very, very much. And I can't wait to see you in a bit, bud. I hope it surprises you. Have a good day.
Hell yeah. The Mosh signing out.
Good shit.
That's just one. We got more, but we're gonna wait on that.
Sweet, man. Hell yeah.
Later.
Yeah,
Let me go to the chat.
Kevin and Kyle, man, they've been putting in the work. They've been working hard, man. Like, they're actually getting ready to go to Black and Brave to train under Seth freaking Rollins. They're working hard, man. They're grinding. Like, they're shelling out cash to go to this school just to kick more ass. And since they gave me a little shout out, man, I'm going to give them a shout out. Congratulations on getting your guys' first win as a tag team this past weekend, man.
Nice. All right. I'm gonna skip past that because we're not gonna dwell on that. Jack Brown told Jaden to ask his kid who his favorite is.
That answer is definitely going to be Jack Brown.
Of course, right?
He started doing this thing. He walks up and he goes and points. He does the Jack Brown.
Nice. Jaden said he really is, though. The group of guys from BCW NWF are his favorites. And Riley and Jaden can go back and forth about stuff. Okay. So I did kind of talk to some guys about sending in some videos for that. That's one of the two I got. Others didn't want to, apparently, for some reason. But I think you'll enjoy.
Bitches.
Yeah. Kind of my opinion, too, but hey. I think you'll enjoy this other one, though, quite well.
What up, you motherfuckers? My goodness, your eyes ain't deceiving you. It's the king of the mountain of McDonald. How the hell is everybody? Most specifically, H2. How the hell are you, my friend? You know, I want to take this time to give thanks to you, for all your contributions to the BYW community. And you've done a lot of things, and I know we haven't cross paths. I know we haven't even seen each other in person, but real recognizes real, and that's why I'm doing this video here. You started your organization up, as did I, and you've done a hell of a job with your organization and made it fell down thanks to BCW, but you should be proud of the things that you've done. And if only one time we could have went at it, that would have been something special. I know it. But yes, I want to wish you best of luck with everything, H2, and I certainly appreciate everything that you've done for this community. And shout out to Tony here on Tiger Talks Wrestling. All right, peace and love, everybody. Respect, and the king of the mountain is out of here.
All right.
Good stuff, man. Navon is one of the realest dudes, man. It doesn't matter what level of wrestling you're at. Navon is like, he will support you. No ifs, ands, or buts, man. It doesn't even matter if you have an actual, like, wrestling company like what you do, man. Like, Navon is there. He's one of the biggest supporters in the community.
Very true. Very, very true. I mean, like you said, I don't even have a wrestling company, and he's probably the biggest, one of, if not the biggest supporters of Tiger Talks Wrestling. So he watches every episode. Jaden does mention this because he was very busy this week. He was planning on sending in a video. I was not able to film a video, but H2, I have seen you improve incredibly this year. Thank you for bringing me and Caden into your shows and making us feel like family. Sorry you're jobless, but I hope we meet again in my scene, brother. Much as it pains me to say, I love you. You have potential. Don't stop doing what you do.
Jaden, man. Jaden is probably my best friend that I've met from the, like, independent circuit. Jaden he is an asshole. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. But he's my asshole.
Gotcha. All right. I had to bring those up. I felt you deserved something a little special here, so.
That was pretty cool, man. I was not expecting anything like that.
That was the idea behind it.
Be surprised.
You surprised me with things this year. I got to surprise you with something.
I try to give back.
Yeah, I understand. I appreciate it. So now, with that part out of the way, if you guys got any questions, this is also ask us anything. Ask me anything. Ask us anything. Any questions related wrestling-wise, mainly, I'm assuming is what we'd want, but we'd still answer anything at all. So
AMA.
get those questions in there. We got a few people in the chat room. Riley wants to know how many subs are you wanting to look for in the next few years? Well,
I mean, my company's kind of defunct, so if I didn't get any more, that'd be all right, I guess. I still jump on the channel from time to time because that's a channel that I'm subscribed to, like, everybody on. Like, my personal YouTube, I kind of keep it. I keep a few on there, but like in general, if you have something to do with wrestling on this channel, I will probably subscribe to you.
right. Gunshot wants to know, do you ever see a point where you will come out of retirement or way that you would?
I don't know, man. I guess it just kind of depend on the situation. Never say never, but I don't know. As of right now, I'm kind of enjoying my time off. Like, I never thought I would enjoy it, but I haven't had to sit down and edit videos or Photoshop shit or worry about organizing things. If you've never booked for a company or promoted or set something up, like, it is actually quite stressful to like organize that kind of shit. So right now I'm just kind of coasting, enjoying my time off. Like, I've just been chilling with the wife and enjoying my extra time, you know.
Nice.
Not to mention I'm still doing my indie stuff, so I still get my my taste in the ring.
Right? That isn't nothing at all. Riley says he thinks you'd come out of retirement to fight him.
Shoot fight.
Jaden says, off to dinner. Congrats. Can't wait to see what happens with you, bro. I'll kick your ass again soon. And to everyone else except Tony, fuck you.
See you January 19th, I believe, Jaden.
Well, thanks for coming in, Jaden. That little message anyways. I knew he mentioned earlier that he couldn't get that video in because of work. So I see him pop in with something. Jack Brown wants to know, what's one indie match you want in the coming year?
What's one indie match I want in the coming year? All right, Jack. I want PMS really bad, man. I want the tag straps, man. Me and for anybody that isn't like on my personal Twitter or Facebook, I'm part of a tag team in the Indies called the Ginjas, and right now we're undefeated. The current tag team champs is PMS, Pretty Marvelous and Striking, and they've been on a tear as of late, man. And they're the second ever tag team champions in company history. And man, I want those tag straps.
Nice.
I kind of do like a comedy bit, sort of.
Yeah.
I'm kind of the funnier, and I usually tend to take the heat. My tag partner was heel when we started, so it was kind of like that back and forth likeness. It was just like I was always trying to get him to smack people's hands. He's like, I don't do that, and it's just fun. It's fun shit. But I think if we tangled with PMS, you'd see a totally different side of H2.
Interesting. Jaden says, yes, you will see me then, brother. Later, bros. But he also mentions EHF tag straps are coming to young studs. Drives. Yes, TOG. Thanks for the shout out, Jack. Because Jack said PMS versus TOG versus Ginjas.
So Jaden is part of 2 factions right now in EHF. Well, one's not a faction, one's just his team. It's he's part of a team called the Young Studs. It's him and this dude named Jared Kripke. And they've only had 1 match together on EHF, but they are the current tag or #1 contenders. And then he's also part of a faction known as the Thieves of Greatness, which is like 4 people, but it's good shit.
You see your recent Facebook post, like I have, those both were mentioned as a couple teams that you want to face in 2019. So,
yeah, pretty much everybody that I just said. Yeah, Thieves of Greatness, Young Studs, PMS,
and don't forget the Mosh.
Yeah, I was just mentioning who I mentioned.
I know. Gunshot wants to know, hey, H2, I'm not sure part of this, but we'll get into the part he does. Would you ever face John Morrison, he says, or Jimmy? I don't know who Jimmy is, so. But John Morrison anyways. Or
yeah.
Johnny Impact, as he's known these days.
Man, Johnny Impact would work circles around me, bro, but I would definitely like to tangle with John Morrison. If anybody has ever been in a ring and even contemplated on doing like Starship Pain, it is not as easy as it looks. Like I dropped to my legs and hit those ropes, and I fell right back on my fucking noggin. Like that shit, it hurt. I was just like, that hurt my legs. If anybody's ever not been tied up in like a tree of woe either, and you plan on getting tied up in a tree of woe, you're in for a surprise as well.
All right. So Riley's question is, what match would you want to fight in? You versus CJE in a TLC match? You versus Mark versus Navan, elimination triple threat? Or you versus... Yeah, people just have to bring him up anytime with the Tiger Talks Wrestling's on. Timey Dog.
Man. I like the elimination match idea, man. No disrespect to CJE, but Navan has just been a huge supporter, and I just fucking hate Mark Williams, so any opportunity I get to punch him in the face. And, I mean, Navan is one dude I've wanted to work with for a while, so I'd take that.
Right. Sounds like a good idea to me.
I think he said Jimmy. He says Jimmy Habit, but I think he might mean Jimmy Havoc.
Could be Jimmy Havoc.
Man, that dude's a little crazy. I don't want no David Arquette situation, man.
Right?
Did you see that with Nick Gage?
I did see that.
Got stabbed in the neck with a light tube.
Yeah. That was crazy shit. Yeah, you're right. You know. You weren't the first one to mention him because Awesome did earlier, but that's besides the point. Mr. Awesome says, now, let me be one to say, since I've been pretty busy with a lot in life, I thank you for all you have contributed throughout the community, even if you don't really get credited for it. Hashtag thank you, H2.
Thank you, Mr. Awesome. Mr. Awesome is truly what his name says. He is awesome. Mr. Awesome, man, he came in clutch for me a few times. He made some really stellar promo packages for When Worlds Collide. I was heavily stressed with all the editing, all the match card picks, the replay screens, all that shit. And I'm like, man, I do not feel like listening to the same song 37 times as I try and piece this shit together. Mr. Awesome, will you be my brother and hook me up? And he'd crank that shit out in like 10 minutes. I was like, damn, that was fast. It's like, thank you. So thank you to Mr. Awesome. He designed something for one of the indie companies I'm working, so that's pretty sweet. I asked him, I was just like, hey man, you want to throw something together? And he threw it together and it looked pretty gnarly.
He's my go-to guy nowadays too, so.
Right. Mr. Awesome is just awesome. He's there when what's the saying from Batman? He's just like, I'm not the hero this town needs, I'm the hero the town deserves, or something like that.
Yeah, I believe that's pretty much it.
Mr. Awesome is, man. He's the hero we need.
You would continue with whether it was NWF creating a mega event such as When Worlds Collide, making mega moments at a certain Mania, Family Water, Proving Ground, just take your credit and wear that shirt with pride.
Big facts.
Well, I think we know where that goes.
Yeah.
But anywho. Yeah, good points anyways there. For some odd reason, the people that bring up those facts you mentioned, I didn't ask them for anything because, well, we know how that would have went. So,
And I got a funny story to tell you later when the camera's off.
Well, that should be interesting.
Hey, they're doing their thing, though, out on the indie circuit, too, man.
They are. I've seen they've became #1 contenders.
Over down in Toledo, yep, I saw that as well.
Congrats to them. They're making big waves down there.
I mean, I don't like the two, but anybody that steps in the squared circle and does what we do, I got a little bit of respect for you, man.
Right?
This is an AMA too, guys. Like, it doesn't have to just be wrestling related. Just don't ask me, like, fucking weird-ass questions that would get you put on, like, Dateline.
Right? So, as we wait to see what people say, I will mention, I do have to say thanks to whoever the person was. I did finally hit 150 subscribers the other day. So,
Hey.
I appreciate that. Just over, what was it, August?
You could join them the 200 sub club anytime now, Tony.
Because it had been 16 months it took me to get to 150. So,
Yeah, don't feel bad. It took me like 3 years to get to 100. Of course, I didn't have a very consistent group of guys back then. But pretty much after When Worlds Collide 1 is kind of where everything just kind of fell in place, man.
right? I'll sub back to that person later. And Icon Swiper Game says, hey, just sub to your channel. Can you sub back? Like I said, do it later. Mr. Awesome says, in honor of Darkseid, who isn't here at the moment anyway, pineapple or duck?
All right, so are they fighting, or am I eating it, or what's going on?
See what he says to that one. Most of the time, Darkseid will just say pineapple or duck and won't give any other explanation.
Shit. Well, if I'm eating it, I'm going to take the pineapple. If they're fighting, man, I don't know how much damage a duck could honestly do to a pineapple. It's got that rough exterior, man.
True.
But if I was using the two as a weapon, man, I don't know how effective the duck would be. I could throw it at somebody, and it might fuck them up for a minute. But overall, I'm going to grab the handle of that pineapple, and I'm going to ruin somebody's day.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Gunshot says he'd go with pineapple too. He also wanted to know, hey, H2, will you ever stop by CZW?
Ooh, Combat Zone? Man, I'm not even completely sure where Combat Zone is based out of, to be perfectly honest.
Can't say I do either.
But to everybody that always asks, like, will you go do this? Will you go do that? Like, I'm in indie wrestling. I'm not in indie wrestling to go to WWE or nothing like that. You know, I'm 5'6", weigh between 190, 195 pounds. I'm not the most athletically gifted. I'm not going to try and go to WWE, TNA, ROH. This has just always been a dream of mine, and I was always told that it was a stupid dream and it was something that was inachievable. So this is just kind of a big to those people. And honestly, when I do have kids one day, I want them to see, you know, Dad chased his dream and did this. This might not be my dream, but my dream is feasible.
Right? Can't go wrong with that. Mr. Awesome said whatever you want it to be, whether it was fighting or eating for pineapple and the duck.
I'm still going to go the pineapple, man.
All right.
Pineapple wins every time.
You got the black shirt for the Beast Fight Inc. shirt?
Yeah, man. I always got to go the black.
Right?
Yours kind of off center.
It might be a little.
Mine is a little bit off center, but it don't really bother me.
Yeah.
Special shout out to Mr. Awesome, actually, for designing this shit. Like I told you guys, Mr. Awesome is just the fucking goat, man.
Yeah, he's great. And again, as I mentioned earlier, just contact H2 if you want to be Spite Ink shirt. So
That's right. I'll drop you a link. Right now, I think I don't know if they're still on sale. Last time I looked, they were like $14.
nice.
I don't set these prices either. Like it's the store. I commission anything over $12. So if you buy a shirt for like 14, I get 2. Well, you know what? Fuck it. I don't care.
Gunshot says, hey, H2, there's a spider behind you. I don't know.
There's a lot of fucking Spider-Man shit. That's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, if a spider actually just came down on my shoulder, though, I'd probably I wouldn't scream, but I would kill it with fire.
That would be interesting. Would be the first death on Tiger Talks Wrestling.
Arson on Tiger Talks Wrestling.
Murder. All right. I'm going to dig into my bag of tricks here.
All right.
Because they're not asking too many questions, so I'll look back and see what questions I can come up with for you.
All right.
Let's go into, since this is December and it's been one hell of a year, for any WWE pay-per-views that you've watched this year, what's been your favorite show and matches that you've seen this year?
Man, so I'm not gonna lie, Evolution was fucking good.
It was.
Man, I haven't been paying the most attention. I haven't been a very good WWE fan as of late. Since I've kind of started in the indies, WWE has really pissed me off, with some of their booking.
Yeah.
And I was just like, man, I don't know. That's a tough one. Evolution was a fantastic show from start to finish. But, man. Survivor Series was meh.
Yeah, I'd agree.
I was really looking forward to... There's really just one match I was really, really looking forward to. And that was Nakamura versus Rollins. And it was a great match. It was easily the best match on the whole card. But I feel as if the wrong man walked out the victor. I'm a huge Seth Rollins fan. But Nakamura hasn't been doing shit. And it's just like, damn, man, Nakamura really could have used that win. Rollins benefited nothing from winning that match. Nakamura, that win would have been huge for him.
That it would have. I still
Also,
agree.
man, fuck this Daniel Bryan shit. Nakamura punched AJ Styles in the balls 365 times. Daniel Bryan kicks him in the nuts once and fucking beats him.
Right?
God damn it.
Gonna say, you can't complain too much, I guess, about the heel turn because Daniel Bryan wanted it himself, but...
Yeah. I mean, it's fresh, obviously. Another thing, I was looking on the chat and I see CBW said something about Crown Jewel. For Crown Jewel, I watched the Shane McMahon thing because I just couldn't fucking believe it. I was just like, this has got to be fake. This can't be true. I watched that, and then I watched the DX versus Bros of Destruction, and man, I was thoroughly let down. Shawn Michaels is my absolute 100% all-time favorite wrestler, and to see him pre-sell a fucking uppercut just broke my heart. But I will say this, we'll go to Super Showdown, and I'll give some love to two dudes that aren't gonna get enough love, and that was Buddy fucking Murphy and Cedric Alexander. They tore the house down. Buddy Murphy is really the only reason I tune into 205 Live occasionally. I truly believe when Buddy Murphy says he was WWE's best kept secret, because this dude just sat on the sidelines for a couple of years, man. And then he just comes out the woodwork and is putting out stellar matches.
And he has. He's definitely been one of the highlights of 205 Live over the last year, pretty much. But he deserves where he's at right now and then some, in my opinion. So, and I'm kind of hoping after seeing the Mustafa Ali Daniel Bryan match on SmackDown this past week that they're going to kind of integrate the.
They
guys
have been letting the cruiserweights do some more shit. Like you've seen Leo Rush get physical a few times, and he had his first match on Raw the other night, and then Drake Maverick has been doing stuff.
Yeah, let's leave it at that. Doing stuff that shouldn't be happening. Let's put it that way.
I was kind of surprised when they signed him just to be general manager of 205 Live.
Right? I think we'll see him more in the ring eventually. We'll see. Yeah, I'll agree. Crown Jewel was a show. So I watched all of it. Kind of wish I wouldn't have, to be honest.
I'm just trying to survive long enough to get to Royal Rumble. It's my favorite time of the year, man. Royal Rumble is probably one of my favorite pay-per-views.
Mine too.
And then WrestleMania Day just literally feels like Christmas to me, man.
Yeah. They say WrestleMania weekends also.
Oh yeah, with the takeovers, man.
Yeah.
I'll say probably my favorite pay-per-view though, to just kind of go back and get actually on track. Man,
sure, why not?
I think my favorite one probably was the NXT takeover where who was it? Velveteen Dream and I think Ricochet wrestled. I can't remember which takeover it was. I was on my way home from an indie event and we literally plugged Kyle's phone into the aux cable on his stereo and we just kind of listened to Mauro Ranallo write fucking stories with his words.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about. That might have been TakeOver Chicago, but I won't swear to it. No, it was. I don't remember if it was SummerSlam weekend or if it was before that. But yeah, I know what match you're talking about. That match, in my opinion, really showed off the best of both guys.
Yeah. It was kind of Ricochet's like, okay, show these people what you can really do. You've given them a taste, but show them what's up. Right. And then Velveteen Dream just kind of proved that like somehow this kid that never did anything on the indies just kind of walked into the Performance Center for Tough Enough and lost.
Mm-hmm.
Can hang with like the best of them.
You got to give props to Velveteen Dream, Patrick, whatever you want to call him. He is the only person pretty much left from that season one of two, I guess, technically, from that season of Tough Enough, 4-3.
Right.
So, neither one of the two winners are in WWE anymore.
Nope.
I gotta tell you something.
Tough Enough, like, if you win Tough Enough, you ain't gonna really do much, man.
It seems that way.
I think
every year.
Who won the first season of Tough Enough? Maven didn't win, did he? Did he win? Okay. He had probably he's probably the best winner.
Yeah.
And like, man, he was good. Like, I can't remember. I think it was like 2005 when I just realized just how good he actually was, and I think the world like realized just how good he actually was when he wrestled. Do you remember when they had the 4v4 Classic Survivor Series match? Eric Bischoff was going on vacation, and the winning team controlled Raw, and each superstar got control for a week.
Oh, yeah.
And Maven, in his week, he challenged Triple H for the World Heavyweight Championship, and like, to me back then, I was only in like 5th grade. It felt like it was like a 30-minute long clash, but it was great. I was just like, dude, there were so many times where I was just like, Maven's about to win the strap, man.
You remind me of that match because I forgot. No, honestly, all about that. When I think of Maven, the main feud I think of is his clash with The Undertaker. So
yeah, I remember like 2003 to 2005 like very vividly, because 2003 is kind of when I started watching again. It was like SummerSlam 2002 is when I started watching again because Shawn Michaels came back.
Right.
And then from then on, like, I just continued to watch. that I've watched ever since.
Nice.
I think since I've been in like second grade, I've only ever missed like 5 episodes of Raw where I absolutely haven't watched any of it.
Wow. Yeah, I definitely say I haven't missed a whole lot of episodes of Raw or SmackDown. A couple here or there. Usually go back and watch them on the computer if nothing else. But
Right.
get back to the chat here real quick. Only a couple things in there. Mr. Awesome did say that shirt is fresh. Wonder if Jaden's kid has one yet. Kids.
Jaden wouldn't shell out the cash, but if you have a little one on the way, you can get a Beast by Inc. onesie. I have a buddy that I work with, and like he's big into wrestling as well. We talk about wrestling literally every single day, and that's just about the only thing we talk about. I'm not quite a supervisor, but I'm the team lead, and I moved his workspace closer to my desk just so he can talk about wrestling.
Nice.
Just about every single day he plays the Scott Steiner promo.
Oh, yeah?
You know which one I'm talking about?
I'm sure I probably do.
A 33 and a third chance from TNA.
You know that one. Remember it. So Gunshot's the only one being active in the chat section right now. So I'll go off with his other 3 things that he mentioned. Kind of piggybacking off of our 205 Live conversation. I love Buddy Murphy's heel run. What is your opinion on that?
Oh, man, I just love Buddy Murphy. Like, Buddy Murphy is what 205 Live needs. Like, once Neville left, I was just kind of like, what are they going to do? Like, they don't have, like, any despicable bastards. Like, they need somebody. And Buddy Murphy, like, because Drew Gulak, he's good in the ring, but I just don't see him being, like, that top motherfucker, you know? And, like, Jack Gallagher, he's all right, but he's not top heel, man. Like, you need somebody, even though they have that weight advantage.
Yeah.
It's like, even though like 205 is as heavy as you can be, you need somebody that's jacked and cut and just someone that's in that good of shape is just automatically going to piss you off.
Right.
So, and they call him the Juggernaut on NXT, and man, he has like lived up to that moniker in my opinion. He is just a fucking monster.
I could see his running mate Tony Nese getting that push at some point, honestly, with the way he looks. And
Tony Nese, he's got the look, yeah.
They gave him the time and day for it. And I mean, really, if you look at it for top heel wise for 205 Live, with Mike and Maria Kanellis now on there as well.
Yeah, I saw that Mike Bennett went over there.
Yeah.
I'm going to call him Bennett. I don't like Kanellis.
Right? I know, it's odd calling him Mike Kanellis. But I think they can do big things there, too, if they give him the opportunity to. Because he deserves a lot more than what he's gotten so far in his WWE run.
Right.
Because I've seen so much potential in that guy when he was in Ring of Honor. He did so great, especially as part of the Kingdom.
Yeah, I definitely think they should have like let him show what he can actually do on NXT. I don't see there really being a purpose just to feed him to the main roster just to like kind of job out.
Right.
But
it is what it is. After that, we got a couple more people in here, and we'll get to that person maybe later. Gunshot said, God damn it, I'm so fucking tired of Fortnite. Does anybody else agree with that? It's like there is like 100 other games that people could play.
Man, I don't play much video games anymore. I did pick it up just because I'm a massive fan. I got the new Marvel Spider-Man game. I got it the day it came out. Played it for I played like the opening little like epilogue. But and then I just kind of fell off the wagon, and I was just like, then I was bored one day, and I was just like, man, I'm gonna play some fucking Spider-Man. So I popped it in, and I played it for like 8 hours straight. And then like for the rest of the week, I played at least 2 to 3 hours like every day. And then there came a spot where I got stuck, and I was like, fuck this, I can't beat it. I don't know what to do. So I just kind of I put it down for a couple weeks, and then I picked it back up and just like started like playing again, and like I beat the mission that I was stuck on. And then after I beat that mission, I was just like, okay, if I can beat this mission, I can beat fucking any mission. And I just ran through that game in like 2 days, like a 2-day sitting.
Nice. Now, Mr. Awesome kind of piggybacks off of the 205 Live thing, so we'll go back to that before I get to the other ones. His sources say, that Extreme Luchador is being signed to the Lucha House Party now that NWF's gone under.
Oh, man. That would be something. That dude, man. He's been trying to find other things to do. I mean, wrestling's just all he's known. He's been wrestling longer than I have. He's older than I am. And he's just like, dude, I don't know what to do. Like, I'm bored. I was just like, fucking find somewhere to go, man. Like, he's name dropped ICW once or twice, but they haven't been very active as of late either.
Let's see what happens there. Gunshot wants to know, H2, what is your favorite match you ever had in YouTube wrestling?
Oh. Well, do you want trampoline era or ring era? Or both? Fuck it.
I'm going to say do one for both.
All right, so trampoline era, man. Fucking any match with AJ. There's not any of those on YouTube anymore because my old channel got fucking, I don't know. I lost the channel. I don't know where the channel went, to be completely honest. But fucking me and AJ, man, we could go out there and we could just run a match without calling any spots. Like we knew each other's moveset so well. Ring era, man. I'm gonna have to say the When Worlds Collide main event or WWC 2 main event. Like that match was fucking. I've gotten praised so much by like so many people, and like I'm like smashing kayfabe right now, but like there was like not a dull moment in that match.
I agree.
And we protected everybody's finishers, which is unseen for YouTube wrestling.
True.
And I mean, that was just such a fun match. Like table spots galore, surprises. Dude, the surprises, man.
Yeah.
We had a group chat that had everybody that was involved in that match. And like the name of the group chat was 6 stars. Because that's what we wanted to do. Right. There was a few spots that we didn't get to do that we really wanted to do, but I mean, when you're trying to map out like damn near a whole match, you're gonna forget some spots, and we definitely forgot a couple. And I'm like, man, fucking the chat would have exploded for those.
Yeah, definitely say I was happy I was sitting front row and got to see that match in person. So
man, it's always nice to have you out. I mean, you've only got to come out twice, but
there'll be a third very soon. And I'll be out to a certain show. We'll see when that happens.
Good old BCW.
I know you won't be a part of it, but I'll still go to those shows. But
I'll probably be there though. I kind of am behind the scenes.
Mr. Timey Dong was in here. I'm not repeating anything he said because it's all vulgar.
It does not surprise me.
Right? Apologize for being late, but he wasn't on here. Wasn't going to be on here anyway, so it don't matter. Mr. Awesome said 33 and a third's chance of winning. The numbers don't lie.
Have you seen that promo, man?
I have seen it before. It's been a while, but I've seen it.
This dude that I work with, man, he fucking plays it every single day. I was just like, dude, you're fucking killing me. And I have a Bluetooth speaker, and his phone has been paired to it before. So there's been a few times where I was like listening to my music, and all of a sudden that promo just starts playing. I'm like, God damn it.
Nice. Off of Tommy Dong being in briefly, The Disease, Jason Atlas is in and says he used to go to the wrestling school on Long Island when Tony Nese was a trainer there, and he was such a dick. Only person I liked talking to was Mikey Whipwreck. He was the nicest guy.
Mikey Whipwreck is a good dude, man. Like, he'll follow just about anybody back on Twitter, too.
I'm not sure who exactly Mr. Awesome was referring to, but says he threw the pie at KO, I say. I'm assuming he probably means Extreme Luchador. Right?
Oh, you know we still don't know who threw the pie at Kevin Owens at this Christmas episode a couple of years ago.
Yeah. And Atlas wants to know, my question is, would H2 dare to travel to New York or Pennsylvania to face the undisputed UWE World Heavyweight Champion? In himself, of course.
Oh, man, I don't know, brother. Like, I'm kind of retired from the yard stuff. If you wanted to step inside a venue with me, man, I'd be more than honored to share the squared circle with you. But I'm kind of stepping away from that yard stuff for now. And but I mean, you are definitely one of the dudes I definitely would. You were kind of on my bucket list, just because you generally were a good dude, and I see what you're doing out there, man. Like, you're doing big things. Like, I remember at one point in time in the Proving Ground chat, you referred to yourself as the greatest mid-carder of all time, and like, you're not there anymore, man. You're on the main scene.
And he is. Long time coming for him, too. Gunshot wants to know if you would ever face Sparrow for SBW, which is Riley Bates' company, a different guy that works there.
I have no idea who that is.
I was going to say.
I'm staying away from the yard stuff. Well, I mean, I've only ever seen like one thing from Riley other than like his promos, and that was that house brawl or whatever, apartment brawl that you had. And that probably sounded dickish, me calling it an apartment brawl, but I call it like I sees it.
Right.
No disrespect intended. I got a lot of friends that stay in apartments.
Atlas says that beard is a beast.
Man, this beard is something else, man. I'm getting compliments out the yin-yang on it. And like,
Facebook.
Yeah, you saw that earlier. I was in the grocery store earlier today. This is anybody that's not on my Facebook. And like, I've been growing my beard since April-ish. I had my interview for my current position at my current job, and I shaved, not clean shaved, but I trimmed it down quite a bit to a little more than 5 o'clock shadow, but it was still full enough. And ever since then, I have not shaved. I've trimmed it a few times. I've like got like the undercarriage, but I literally use like a beard conditioner and like blow dry it. And like, I'm getting compliments like crazy. This one dude that we wrestle with over in the Indies, I've seen him a few times. He works for a company that I don't really work for anymore. I worked for the company once and I didn't have a very good time, so I opted out of working for that company again. He came over to the company that I'm a regular at, and he recognized me, and he's like, "Bro, that shit's draping, man." And but I was grocery shopping today. These kids walked by us like 5 times, and then this one dude just walks by me and says, "Your beard is majestic." And I was like, "Fuck yeah."
Atlas would continue with from that. Said, "Let's do a BYW beard versus beard match. We could go Indies or Yard. It don't matter. You were on my bucket list too."
Oh man, come on down, brother. I would dude, New York is definitely somewhere that I want to go, but it is just absolutely not in the funds. My wife is unable to work, so I'm just kind of the sole provider here in this little 2-bedroom house, and man, it takes its toll on you financially. So I know you just had a kid too, so we'll see what we can figure out down the line somewhere. But right now, I am unable to travel.
Alice says, "Gotta attack that neck beard every couple days. It gets unbearable."
Oh man, I try not to look.
Little secret, that was Rick Rios's real downfall.
Neck beard.
Well, That it could have been. Gunshot says we need H2 as the WWE Universal Champion. Brock Lesnar is a pussy champion.
Brock Lesnar is a pussy champion, but he'd beat the fuck out of me if he heard me say that. Brock Lesnar, I mean, yeah, it sucks with the part-time gig, but one of my trainers, probably one of the smartest people I know in the business, was talking about Brock Lesnar, and he's just like, Brock Lesnar's not a wrestler. Brock Lesnar's a fighter. Think about like the people that are over in the UFC. How many times a year do you see them fight? Like 2 or 3 at most. And
Right.
they kind of, when he came back, they kind of tried to market that he wasn't a wrestler. He was a fighter, going to the board shorts and shit, and the gloves, and that's just kind of like what they were going for. Like they wanted to draw that UFC crowd, and this, I don't know if it really appeals to them, but also, I mean, think about how badly you fucking hate Brock Lesnar. That means he is doing a damn good job at what he does to be a heel. And like, if he can literally make people cheer for Roman Reigns, then he's doing a good fucking job, because like, I am, and I mean, people are gonna shit on me for saying this, I'm not a Roman Reigns fan at all. Like,
Right.
It's horrible that he has cancer. It sucks. But I'm not gonna change my ways and just be a Roman mark because he has cancer. But Brock Lesnar made me, and I have a podcast stating how to get Roman over, and I literally swayed somebody that was a diehard Roman fan that Roman sucked. But he made me like want him to win just because I hated Brock Lesnar that well. Like it or not, Brock Lesnar is the best heel in the game right now.
True.
And it just pisses you off more and more that he's not there. So,
right? It does. Alice would say his future fiance is doing the stay-at-home mom thing, so he feels you with that. But I train ACCW when I actually can.
right on, man.
Mr. Austin said, at least someone else said it. Assuming he was referring to the Brock Lesnar.
Oh,
part.
yeah. I mean, also, I mean, like the Roman Reigns thing, like, if you want me to get off topic, I'll rant for a second. Like,
Go for it.
Like, Roman Reigns, the character, I'm not a fan of, but I respect the shit out of the man behind the character for doing what he does and putting up with it. Like, the crowd that night was brutal. Like, they were kind of brutal towards him. And, like, you could tell something was off because he came out in street clothes and not the Shield gear.
Right.
And, like, I'm just like, all right, something's going on. And, like, I think he had a nice speech, like, set up, but he literally had to just, like, go straight into it because the crowd was just booing the fuck out of him. And to be living with cancer and to deal with that shit, like, night after night, just the fans just brutalizing you when the company's just like, push them, push them, push them, that's got to be pretty fucking frustrating. But, like, I don't know, man. Like, there's so many people now, like, go Roman, yeah, I'm a Roman fan. I'm like, you're a Roman fan because of what's going on. If he comes back, you're going to be all gung-ho about him for 2 years, and then you're going to be back on the fuck Roman wagon. If you want to really fucking do this, if he comes back, first thing I'd have him do is just turn heel. Just to be a fucking knife to the heart of the fans. He could be like, you people want to cheer me now, huh? It took cancer to get me over? And, like, just lose the Shield shit. Go to, like, the tights like Liake when he was on NXT. And, like, just be that fucking badass that we know that he is.
That would be awesome booking, but we're talking about WWE booking.
Stick him with Paul Heyman, man.
There you go.
Let Paul take the heat.
Yep. We all know Paul can take it.
Right.
Gunshot said no, Miz is the best heel. Well, at one
He's
point in
not heel
time,
no more, man.
somewhat
He
would
was,
have been.
he was definitely. That's another thing, man. Like WWE fucked up, in my opinion. I have been a Miz fan since the brand split. I did not like Miz before when he came to WWE. I did not like him when he was WWE champion. I did not like him when he was a face. Once the brand split came and he dropped that pipe bomb on Talking Smack and just like fucking bitch slapped Daniel Bryan with his words, I was like, all right, man, this guy, like, he's got the chops and he never gets hurt. Let's see what he really can do. Like, he set the world on fire with that promo, and he just kept fucking burning the wick right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I don't think things are going to turn out so well for Miz as with what they're doing with him right now, but
No.
we'll wait and
He
see.
had the dude, like, I honestly think AJ Styles should still be champ, and this Sunday, he should lose it to The Miz in my timeline.
Right. Yeah, that's the way I would have done it too, and then had Miz and Bryan at WrestleMania, but
Yep, and then have Bryan win the Rumble,
yep.
have them main event WrestleMania, and have Miz fucking go over. Just to more so kick the fans square in the balls. Because if you give them what they want, then they're satisfied. If you don't give them what you want, they're going to keep coming back.
True.
Especially to SmackDown, because SmackDown is just... Man, SmackDown has been better.
Ever since the brand split, in my opinion, SmackDown's been better. So
I like the people of Raw a little better, but I mean, I'm a big Styles fan. I'm a big Daniel Bryan fan, but like, I've always been a big Seth Rollins guy and a Finn Balor dude, but yeah.
Right. Atlas says, imagine Roman had to take in that ECW crowd that Cena did against Rob Van Dam.
Goddamn.
I don't think Roman would have survived.
Golly. Man, he wouldn't have even got to... Can you imagine like him getting the crowd reaction, though, that he got the night after he beat The Undertaker?
Oh.
Like 15 minutes of deafening boos. And like he couldn't even cut his promo.
Would have even been worse in the ECW arena.
Oh, man. Take that crowd and mix it with the ECW fans.
Yeah.
Whew. Nuclear.
Right. Gunshot said, I'm not a big fan of Roman Reigns either. I got to mention this part that he said because I know you'll have some things to say about it. But I am a Ronda Rousey fan.
Man, Ronda Rousey, I don't know. She said she didn't want to go straight into the title picture, and her second match was for the strap. Her first singles match was for the belt. I don't know. Ronda Rousey is just kind of boring to me. When Charlotte fucked her up with the chair and the kendo stick and all that shit, and the crowd was chanting like one more time, she said that like, or I guess she was really upset about it. I'm like, man, if you can't take the criticism in this business, like this business might not be for you.
Right.
All she really is, in my opinion, is a big draw. She did baffle me at WrestleMania at her performance, but I don't know. In my opinion, she's just a draw. She's just there for the pay-per-view buy-ins.
Yeah, I kind of have to agree with you, but she does get one of the loudest reactions out of everybody on the
yeah, for sure. Well, she's like a motivation to like all the young girls. Like she has single-handedly like upped the Raw viewership of like young girls.
Right. So we'll get back to what these guys are saying. Mr. Austin says Sami Callihan is the only other person besides Brock to get Roman cheered. Don't change anything about him, and Lord have mercy.
Yeah, I'd keep Brock exactly the same, man. He's getting the heat. I don't like him as the champ, but then again, he's doing his fucking job then, man.
And that's the main thing I don't like about it, is him having that title and not seeing that. Yes, the Universal title is not the greatest looking championship as it is, but still, Raw's missing that title.
Man, that belt's a joke. That's the you don't get your championship rematch Klaus championship.
True. I mean, Finn Balor never got his rematch when he came back from injury. Kevin Owens has never gotten his rematch.
Goldberg
will never get a rematch. Yeah, that's pretty much it, too. Atlas says Brock and the Iconics, who don't get the heel credit they deserve, are definitely the best heels in the game right now. It's hard to be a proper heel these days because social media fucked a lot of things up for kayfabe.
Man, you want to know who fucked up the wrestling business? Is D-Generation X and the NWO, because suddenly there was cool bad guys.
True.
They fucked up the wrestling business. They were revolutionary and helped the wrestling business, but they definitely fucked up the good guy, bad guy aspect.
That's true.
And we have never recovered.
I mean, technically, if you look at, use SmackDown for an example, Becky Lynch is supposed to be a heel.
Yeah, man.
Doing her.
She's the baddest bitch alive.
Right. That's the best example you can give. Of course, with everything that happened just before Survivor Series, we all know what's supposed to lead up for Becky to get at WrestleMania now. So.
Yep, I think she's dropping it. Who do you think she's dropping it to?
Ooh, that one's the tough part because I kind of thought Charlotte at first, but I've seen so many predictions, so many people saying that they think it's actually going to be Asuka to take it this Sunday.
See, this Tuesday was the go home, and Asuka looked super fucking strong.
I know.
And so then that's what makes me think it won't be Asuka.
Right?
Because they got to swerve the fans, man. Anybody that's watching this shit right now, if you book your own federation, swerve them, man. Swerve the fans. If your challenger looks like $1 million and it looks like your champion is just had it, and everybody is for certain that the challenger's taking the strap off the champ, swerve them.
Yeah. One of the main reasons I don't know that Charlotte will take it is I know she was so upset that she wasn't part of the first ever Women's Royal Rumble match. So she'd have to miss out this next year's too if she takes it.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So, I mean, not saying that it won't happen, that Charlotte won't take it and miss out on the Royal Rumble again, but I'm just hoping that what many are predicting does happen with Becky going on to win the Rumble and main event at WrestleMania.
Honestly, like they should main event WrestleMania. After like Becky Lynch got her face broken and just went in and cleaned house, I was just like, this bitch is the baddest motherfucker on the planet. Like she is in fact the man.
She even mentioned in an interview recently that after getting her nose broken by Nia, she pretty much blacked out. She couldn't remember anything after that.
That doesn't surprise me, man. She probably definitely had a concussion.
She did.
So, oh yeah, that's right. She did. Like they did say that she had one.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I mean when she just comes back, fucking bloody, and just mollywops Ronda with the chair, and is just beating her ass. It's like, what the fuck? Like, one of my buddies, he's in a group with us. I won't say who because I don't know if he would want this repeated attached to his name. He's like, I have the most shameful erection right now. And I was just like, damn.
Wow.
I was like, fucking A.
Mr. Austin says, Vince Russo approves this broadcast. Hashtag swerved.
Yeah, man. You got to swerve the fans, man. You got to make them think one thing and then have something else happen.
Gunshot says the Universal title is the Licorice Championship.
The Licorice Championship.
Says, actually, Finn did get a rematch against Roman, if you remember that one Raw episode. He may have, but that wasn't as soon as he came back. I mean,
yeah, he should have been like gunning straight for it, man, when he came back.
He also said he's going with the Empress of Tomorrow, Asuka to win. Also, last part, the Gunshot wants to know right now. What's with all the boxes behind you, H2?
All right, so this is my game room / media center room, whatever you want to call it. So these boxes are like for our Christmas ornaments and shit. I just haven't moved them back into the closet. My wife, like I said, she's a stay-at-home dog mom, and so she does a lot of like decorating and shit while I'm at work, just to try to keep busy. And then she puts the boxes back in here, and I don't come in this room every single day. So a lot of the time, I don't even fucking realize that my room is a bomb until I'm going to sit down and do something such as this.
Of course.
Right.
And Gotcha mentioned that whole thing with Becky reminded me of something that happened recently. I know what it's referring to, but okay.
Probably the shameful erection.
Maybe. Okay, I must knock it off. There we go. I wasn't sure if he was referring to that or the whole getting knocked out part and somebody else having that happen to him recently, but
Maybe. One of my buddies just sent me a picture.
then,
He got a Beast Bite Inc. shirt from the website, and he got the baseball tee.
did he?
That's pretty sweet.
Nice. Well, let me go back and see. We had you on here last year.
Was it last year?
Or was it earlier this year?
I can't even remember. It probably was last year because I remember it was still snowing.
But I've changed a few things on the show since then. I'm just going to go back into my notes and see
You
about
said something with CBW, not a goddamn boner.
Gotcha. Yeah, and for anybody who didn't catch it on Twitter, I actually didn't realize that when we set it up, but today is actually 1 year since Cage was on this episode, on the show.
Ah, nice.
That's that guy. Mr. Better Than You. Yeah, it was November of last year that we had you on.
Holy shit.
Long time. Oh.
Just scraping.
Back when I was doing the Elimination Chamber scenarios. Ooh, so let's see if I can do this part for you then.
All right.
Who should I pick for the 3 guys, though? Well, we don't want to do specific people because you know who they'd be right away. But we're going to do the job one, fire one, push one anyway.
All right.
Think of 3 guys to throw out there just off the top of my head. If anybody else has certain 3 people that they want to hear H2's opinion on those, then throw them out there too, for anybody that's watching. We'll go with, I'll say Jack Brown, The Dark Side, and Zach Daniels. Let's go with those 3.
All right. So it's push, fire, job.
Yep.
All right. Man, that's tough. All right. Just out the gate, I'm just going to get rid of Zach Daniels. I was a big Zach Daniels fan for a while, but he's doing his own thing out in the Indies, so we'll let him go. Fuck, man. That's tough. Jack Brown's doing his thing on the Indies, so I'll have him put some young kids over, and Dark Side's still out there grinding, so I'll push the Dark Side.
Nice. Just the first 3 names that popped in my head. So,
Right.
Well, there's other names, but I know what you would say for those guys. So,
Fire, fire, fire.
yeah, right. Well, at least 2 of them would be fired anyway. Former person that was teammates with him. I don't know what you would have done with him.
Do what?
I said the former partner of theirs. I'm not sure what you would do with him.
Mr. Father Time?
Oh yeah.
Push him to the sky, man. He's doing his thing out there too, man. He just got into are you friends with him on Facebook?
I think I sent him a friend request, but he never responded, but I won't swear to it.
Okay. He is getting ready to wrestle for a company out of Toledo called Extreme Chaos Wrestling. He's wrestling on the same card as Abyss, Myron Reed, and I think the other one's Zachary Wentz.
Oh wow!
Or no, it's Trey Miguel.
Still
But he's on the same card as those guys, man.
nice.
I was like, that's pretty fucking sweet, man. Like, it's the company's first show ever, and like they're killing it, like in ticket sales.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit.
Right.
So if you're in the Toledo or Eastern Michigan area, man, like hit that shit up. Only reason I can't go is it's on a Thursday, and Toledo's about a 3-hour haul for me.
Yeesh. Well, I'll get into more questions that I'll pick out too. But Gunshot wants to know, H2, what was your opinion on Best in the, you know what, this year? I think it was shit.
Man. I was so disappointed in it. Like, they killed it last year, and this year, I mean, I felt kind of like, I don't know. I felt like they didn't even really want to do it. Like, and they just did it because they felt obligated to. The production was bad. I'll just say that. Like,
Yeah.
it kind of looked like they filmed the show with a potato. Yeah, the production was not good. Like, J Joker Designs killed it as he always does with his graphics. But I mean, you can have the best graphics in the world in promo packages, but if your camera is not good, like, it's not going to be good. Zach Daniels and Novin killed it. They did great. Honestly, I don't remember most of the show.
Right.
Like, Best in the Yard 1, I probably couldn't tell you a single match that happened for sure, just because it was so long ago, and nothing ever really happens with the afterwards. They build it up and then nothing happens. But Best in the Yard 1 was great. Best in the Yard 2 is meh. It was pretty good. The main event, CJE and Drew, was pretty damn good. Best in the Yard 3 was fucking phenomenal. And then Best in the Yard 4 was just kind of like, yep.
It was there.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not shitting on any of those guys because they're out there doing their thing, man, and like grinding. And I respect anybody that steps in that ring and does what we do. But it just, I don't know, it didn't deliver. Like, it felt very rushed. I feel like they were disappointed with their product and was like, fuck it, let's just put it out. Let's just get it over with.
Right. Okay, so off that, Mr. Awesome has a fire one, push one, job one for you.
Okay.
Goes up there. Hey, Mikey Nitro.
Okay.
Ecstatic.
Ecstatic.
Motion Novin.
And Novin. Man. Nitro has been killing it as of late. He's and you know, one thing about Mikey, one thing I absolutely fucking love about the kid is he doesn't give a shit where he is on the card or what he's doing. He doesn't care if he's looking at the lights or standing there fucking arms raised. Like, man, push one, fire one, job one. I'm gonna let Ecstatic go just because he doesn't need it. He could go damn near anywhere and do what he does. Novin's a hard entity to job.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's Mikey's time. So I'm going to push Mikey and job Novin out a few times, man.
Wow. Gunshot said, H2, are you a fan of Mikey Nitro? I think you just answered that question, though, in your...
man. If you want to see Mikey Nitro's best match, or at least my favorite Mikey Nitro match, you need to go see When Worlds Collide 2. But you also should go and watch the Adrenaline Championship Tournament and watch me and him go one-on-one. I have a pace that pisses a lot of people off in the indies because they can't keep up. And to their credit, like, I am too fast. Like, I can draw shit out. I should draw shit out, but I just get so excited and I'm ready to go. I hate dead spots in a match. Mikey takes my pace and looks like I just rolled out of bed. Mikey is quick as fuck in that ring. When me and Mikey wrestled in the tournament, that was really Mikey's first match against somebody new. Like, Mikey has done, at that point in time, he's wrestled the Wicked Carney, Christopher James, 4,368 times, Jack Brown twice, and then the two of them in triple threats like 4 or 5 times. He's like, all right, let's see what this kid's really got. And I knew he was going to be too fast, so I moved extra slow to slow him down and bring him about to where I wanted to go. And then we killed it in the opening match of the show. A match that could have main evented anything.
Right.
And I thought we put on, that was honestly my favorite match of the whole tournament that I was in.
Nice.
So.
I definitely know what my favorite match of that whole tournament was. But
that match was fucking great.
Right.
The rematch, however, I'm not the biggest on.
Yeah, I'd agree. They even asked me about it afterwards. I was like,
Like, are you talking the second one to the tournament or the Summer Bash one?
Okay, we'll go second and third both. I wasn't quite as big of a fan of as the first one.
Man, the first one,
about it.
the third one, the Summer Bash one, had phenomenal storytelling.
That and then.
And like, the storytelling was fantastic. The athleticism was great, but it was just too long.
Yeah.
30 minutes bell to bell.
Was it really? Wow.
Yeah, I was just like, holy fuck, guys, come on. Like, that was long. And if you go back and watch it, man, and just listen, and I know you know his voice, Kyle.
Mm-hmm.
Just listen to his frustration when it's 1, 2, 3, no, 2. I was like, oh, fuck. But it was a fantastic match.
Right.
The owner of Top Notch, he loved it. He said he's like, wrestling should feel like, and I mean, he's not in the business at all, but I mean, he is a fan. He's just like, wrestling should feel like 2 guys are going out there and fighting for a paycheck. Loser doesn't get a paycheck. Winner gets the paycheck. Loser, better luck next time. And that is kind of what it felt like, he said. I mean, it was a great match. Like, the storytelling was great. The selling was fantastic. The athleticism was there. But it was just too long.
Right. And they were hoping that I would have, after watching the match, gave them a 5-star for that one. But I was like, I still say their first match was.
Their first one was a work of magic.
It was, yeah.
My favorite spot from the second one.
I think they can top all 3 matches. So.
Yeah. My favorite spot from their second clash was where Paige picked him up and F5 Jack Brown, and Jack Brown nipped up and fucking FYP'd him.
That was a great spot.
I was just like, damn, that was just like some PWG shit.
Right. Mr. Awesome said about the whole best in the yard thing. I think they would even admit that if they weren't as proud of it or whatever, considering there's been no sign of life from them. Yeah, because VTW's been. If you look at things now compared to the beginning of the year and after, honestly, from after Eli was on Tiger Talks Wrestling, from then on, we haven't really seen much of anything from VTW. So it's almost like VTW has died. That's what it's looking like.
You kind of broke their spirit, man.
Right.
And like when you're asking me the questions like what I would do with that talent, like I'm not saying fire them or job them to be a dick. Like, I don't have ill will towards them.
Right.
But like, they're out there doing their own thing. They don't want to do it anymore from just the way it seems.
Mhm.
And I mean, I don't blame them. Once you get to a certain age and you break into the indie scene, like what that is in somebody's backyard is like highly frowned upon.
Right.
So, I mean, it's kind of risk over reward. It's like, what do I gain from this other than fame from some 12-year-olds that are going to try to reenact this on YouTube? Or do I go and make money?
Right.
I'm not shitting on them. Like, when I say fire him or job him out, like, they've moved on.
True. Mr. Austin said Mikey Nitro is straight potential. I'd agree.
Yeah, Mikey had his first dabble in the indies this weekend.
Oh, did he?
Yep. He I mean, it was a battle royal, but toes are wet now, so
Right.
get a fucking car, Mikey. God damn it.
Mikey
Fuck.
can definitely sell, and you can watch any match that he had with Jack Brown to realize that, especially when you see how many times he took that F5.
And the double rotation F5 on the outside.
Yes.
He claims he smacked his head on the ring post, but I don't think he did. But still, it was a gnarly dude. He's taken some crazy ass fucking bumps. Like, I can't remember what this fucking spot was, but I think he hit his head on the edge of the apron. It was a fatal 4-way match on a regular episode of BCW, if I'm correct. It was him, Jack Brown, ATK, and Wicked Carney. And Jack Brown powerbombed him, and I feel like Mikey hit his head on the apron, on the edge. And like all you see is this like me, Extreme, and fucking Eli just get up and book it over there, and we're like, oh fuck. And we're like, he just like, he looks at us and just kind of gives us thumbs up, and we're like, oh, okay, and then we just walk away.
I'm good.
Fuck.
No big.
He
Right.
scared me before, man. He sells, like, even after the camera stops sometimes. At WrestleVersary, his match with Unknown, he took that tombstone, and when Unknown got out of the ring, like, Mikey just stayed laying there, and like he had spit like bubbling, and like his mom slid in the ring, and like I was like, oh fuck. And like, Mikey, are you good? And like Eric comes in the ring and he's kicking at his feet. He's like, can you feel us? And Mikey's like, and I was just like, all right, Mike, like, I'm gonna call an ambulance, bud. And he's just like, is the camera still rolling? I'm like, fuck you. It's like, you motherfucker.
I guess.
Like, God damn it, Mike. Rat bastard.
Yeah, I guess in a way, awesome. You do have a point. Because now I think pretty much even before that, like after Best in the Yard 3, BTW is just like, I guess we're heading forward.
Yeah.
But I will say, I don't know about right after, but I would say from not long after VTW reunion this last year, it kind of felt like they were just
coasting.
Pretty much, yeah. Mr. Awesome says maybe the head damage to Mikey got to him when he tried that 619.
Oh, man.
Benchai wants to know, what is your favorite Kenny Omega match? His is the 60-minute Iron Man match with Okada.
Oh, man. So, I don't get to watch as much New Japan as I'd like. But one of my favorites would have to be his clash with Cody for the belt at the G1 special in, I think it was in San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
That was, I liked that match a lot. I was just like, all right, man, like, I'm a big Cody Rhodes fan. Like, whenever I'm starting to doubt myself as like a performer, or if this is really for me, I will literally sit down and listen to Cody Rhodes' theme song. And his theme song just gets me so fucking hyped.
Nice.
And just the words, man, that song was literally written exclusively for him to be a fucking wrestler. And like, just if you don't know the words, like, go to YouTube and type in like Cody Rhodes Kingdom theme song lyrics and just read the lyrics as you listen to it. Downstate is something special, man. Like, we don't deserve Downstate.
Yeah.
So I'd have to say his match with Cody. Like, I was rooting for Kenny in the match, obviously, because Cody was the heel, but I'm a huge fan of both. Like, this rumored AEW thing, All Elite Wrestling, I'm all for it, man. Like, I'm like, let's fucking go.
Yeah, if it happens, it'd have the best chance of being a competitor to WWE, to be honest.
Definitely will take a hot minute.
Right.
There's so many people that are arguing. They're like, they won't be competition for WWE, or they will be competition for WWE. Like, it's not going to be built overnight. Like, it's going to take a minute. And I was talking with somebody on Facebook, and they said that they stand zero chance of being competition for WWE. They'd need a major platform. And I was just like, well, I mean, they already have like a TV deal, like,
yep,
with Access. And is it Access?
Between that, I know they used WGN America for the pre-show before.
For All In, yeah. But either way, I mean, like, your foot is wet. Like, I understand this isn't basic cable where anybody can just turn on their TV and somehow have a fucking signal and catch it. But, like, your foot is wet. Your foot's in the door. You can't just hit home runs all the time. Like, you got to play small ball. Like, you can't just expect to go to the plate, swing for the fences, and hit a bomb every time. Sometimes you got to bunt to get on base.
Right.
I mean, that's basically my whole like life philosophy. Like, you can't just swing for the fences every single time. You got to play small ball. And that's really with anything in life. Like, you got to grind it out.
Sure. So, now that I'm sure you've gotten the chance to watch Back When Was Clyde, knowing you were quite busy the day of the recording, what would you say, other than the main event, is one of your favorite matches if you could pick one?
Dude, like, that's really hard because all the matches were great. Like, I was so proud of the dudes in the back. Like, that was a fantastic show, start to finish. It was so fun, too. Like, that was one of the funnest times I had, and everybody fucking behaved themselves. Usually, when we tape like that, it's so hard to knock out match after match. Usually, there's, like, 30-minute gap between matches. I'm like, that shit can't happen today, guys. Like, we got people fucking coming to sit in seats. Like, we gotta go, like, into the next one. Like, if your match is up next, you need to be in that fucking room in Gorilla getting ready. But, so my second favorite match, oh, man. That's a toss-up for me, man. Like, Mikey and killed it. Like, that was where we realized was, like, legit. Like, hadn't got to do a whole lot for us.
Right.
He definitely showed. Like, there was a time where I was like, dude, Mikey's not winning. Like, about to take the strap. And then the other one was the no-show triple threat ladder match, because literally we did not know. So I'm gonna smash kayfabe here. Matt Cavey was absolutely 110% supposed to be there. Like, that's why we had the Cavey cutter on Miller. That's why we fucked with Miller, like, in the build. So
Right.
Matt Cavey and Mike Miller were supposed to have a fucking barn burner. Jaden was supposed to wrestle our trainer Ames, but Ames couldn't show due to some personal shit in his life. And then everybody in Nate's household was sick. So the night before, Nate tells me, he's like, yeah, I'm probably not going to go. And I'm like, fuck. Well, who's going to face Extreme in a ladder match? Then we get Eli calls and he's like, hey man, Matt Cavy's not going to be able to show. Like, he got fucked over and has to work. I'm like, fuck. And then we're just kind of waiting to see if Ames showed. There's a show that him and Jaden were both a part of that was just about 15 minutes up the road. And he's just like, yeah, I'll be there. And then the day of, we don't hear anything from him. I'm like, all right, he's not going to come. And I was just like, all right, so Mike Miller, you're going to do a ladder match with Extreme. And he's like, okay, cool. And Jaden's like, what am I going to do? Like, I want to do something. I'm like, fuck it. You'll be in the ladder match too. No show triple threat ladder match for the World Heavyweight Championship. Fuck it.
It turned out great for all three guys.
I thought it was a pretty fun match, honestly.
Me too.
I mean, did you honestly expect that to be that early on the card?
Honestly, no.
Yeah, see? Swerving. That goes back to what I said. Swerve the crowd, man.
Yeah. Awesome talk show so far. Thank you, Gunshot. Appreciate that. We're just kind of ad-libbing because that's what we do in this situation.
Fuck it.
As
You got
Mr.
any
Awesome.
questions about real life shit, man? It don't got to be just wrestling. Ask away. I don't care. AMA.
Bears. So, let's see. Now that NWF has gone out of business, is there anybody from BCW that you hadn't really gotten the chance to work with that you wish you would have gotten the chance to before?
Man, Jacob Riley. Jacob, man, that kid, he showed up at When Worlds Collide 2, or When Worlds Collide, and got butchered by Mikey. But he kicked out of fucking everything. Yeah,
Yep.
you firsthand, man, you saw. And I'm just like, all right, so this kid needs some work. He's not bad. Like, he's got a decent look. He's got a little bit of charisma to him. He needs some work in ring. That was his first time in a ring. I was like, all right, let's put some knowledge into this boy. And I just kind of let Eric and Eli handle it, and I offered advice here and there. And like, then he had his match with Jason Page, and like, it's like all of a sudden it's like a light switch went off.
Right.
And from then on, dude, like, he was solid. Like, he was really good in the ring. And
I would say if you compared the Mikey Nitro match at When Worlds Collide 1 to his match with Father Time at When Worlds Collide 2, that'd be night and day.
yeah, definitely. Jacob Riley, he came a long way, like, in a short time. Like, oh man, I can't remember how like Mickey was always describing him. I can't remember like the exact words, but like, it's just like a light switch went off for him, and like he got it. Like, when we started doing stuff in the indies, he was tagging along, but he wasn't really sure. Like, he's just like, I'm not sure if this is for me. I'm not sure about wrestling, you know. And he's just like, this is just kind of a hobby. I don't know if I want to try and make like a career out of it. And I mean, I respect that. Like, it's not for everybody. The indies it's shark eat shark, man. Like,
Right.
the crowd is either going to love you or they're going to fucking hate you. And like, you got to win them over. So, I mean, if you can't take that, then best of luck. But he would pop up here and there and do like managerial experiences and stuff. And like, he did a run-in once. And I guess he just had a tryout over in Toledo at NOW. And I guess he did pretty decent. So I'm eager to see what he does in his future.
Right. Well, speaking of indies, for anybody that follows your Facebook page, you got a little experience underneath the ring for the first time this past weekend.
Oh, yeah. So I'll give you the whole lowdown. And, man, my mom called me and she's like, hey, Brian, who's my stepdad, his mom said you got hurt in your match. I was like, nah, man. I said, you need to go back and watch the videos because you're a wrestling fan. I know you'll know what's up. So I wrestled. I'm in my tag team usually, but we had a charity show, so other people wanted to do different things. So I wrestled a singles match, and I lost my singles match. It's the first match I've lost in quite some time, so that's cool. But the person, they rolled me up, put their feet on the rope, and the guy was working the hell out of the crowd. And like the crowd was like, yeah, because they like the ginges, man. They like the ginges. So they were pretty pissed at him. So he's just like, hey man, I'm gonna just keep beating on you. I'm like, all right. So he's just kind of fucking me up. And then all the baby faces come out for the run in, and he kind of flees. And they're all kind of checking on me. And then all of a sudden I just see like people getting like Pearl Harbored. And fucking all the heels come in and start beating on the baby faces. TZ and Mikey pull me out of the ring, both their first time. They're kind of like, we got to get you to the back. And I'm like, no, man, I'm doing this. So the general manager came out and announced that we were going to have an impromptu battle royal, and the winner would be the #1 contender for the U.S. Championship. So the bell rings, I slide in the ring, and immediately just shit can the person that just beat me. Like, yeah. So I'm working in the match. I do everybody's down at one point, and I do this thing after we win a tag match, me and my tag partner. It's called the Gingeroonie. And I mean, I'm sure you can figure out what that is. I'm like, stop! Everybody stops. I do the Gingeroonie. I stand up, immediately just take a rocket kick from one half of the tag champs into the other one, and they both shit can me. I roll under the ring, and I just kind of I'm chilling there. I chilled there for 4 matches. And then my tag team partner had a match. It was a triple threat match. He lifted the ring skirt up like he was going to grab a weapon and just pulled me out. He put me on his shoulder. He's like, this is my ginger ladder, and started spinning with me. And I was like headbutting the people that he was fucking wrestling. And then he tried to climb me like a ladder, and my legs collapsed because he weighs about 300 pounds. And then so after my head disconnects with these dudes like 4 or 5 times, Stone picks me up, puts me on the apron. He goes, we're a tag team. This is a tag match now. Tags me, gets out of the ring, and is just kind of standing there, and then I just take the heat.
Nice.
I roll out of the ring. Stone comes in with a big boot, and he ended up losing the match to the former champ. And then he fed me some popcorn to wake me up, but it was literally the worst popcorn I've ever eaten in my entire life.
Yeah.
Like, the popcorn tasted like they made it for a sporting event like 3 months ago, and nobody ate it, so they threw it back in the thing and just continued to heat it up for the next 3 months. It was like the worst popcorn I've ever had.
Interesting story anyway. Interesting night, that sounds.
Oh, definitely. Dude, it was so funny too, like being under the ring. Like, I'm like watching YouTube videos and shit, and then all of a sudden I get a notification. It's just like one of the super fans from the company. It's like, their name has gone live, and I'm like, where are they at? Are they at EHF tonight? They're fucking live streaming it, so I'm watching it as I'm under the ring on my phone on Facebook. I was like, oh, nice.
Right. Mr. Awesome's got the crying face for Gingeroonie.
Dude,
Gunshot says, Gingeroonie, that is great and hilarious at the same time.
The crowd loves it too. Like, after we win the match, we kind of like hype them up a little bit. I'm like, you guys want it? You guys want it? I do kind of like the Hogan thing, and the side that's the most hype, I give it to him. And then I'm like, Stone, you do it. And Stone, like I said, he weighs about 300 pounds. He's like, me? I'm like, yeah, you do it. And he can actually fucking do it.
Nice.
I was like, damn, dude, we got a pretty good pop that night too. Just for like, we always get a pretty decent pop. We haven't broke onto the main card yet. Like, we're on the pre-show, but that's just because we're a tag team, you know, and like there's really only room for 1 or 2. Really, they only do 1 tag match on the main card. The pre-show has a lot of tag teams. So until we're number one contenders, we'll probably roll on that for a while. But like, man, where was I going with all that? Oh, so the pop. So we always get a really good pop. Like, we always get one of the best pops just because we're an easy crowd to get behind. There's lots of kids, or we're an easy group to get behind. Lots of kids in the crowd. I came out for my singles match, and I was just like, I'm back there in the gorilla position. I'm like, right before my match, or right before like my music hits, I'm like, fuck, what theme song are they gonna play? Like, if they play my Raised by Wolves by Falling in Reverse, my normal singles theme, like, the crowd might not get it right away. And then all of a sudden I hear the piano and it's only a ginger can call another ginger. And I was like, yes! He's like, representing Team Ginger, H2. And I was like, yes! I'll get a good pop tonight. So I got a decent pop. Then the Thieves of Greatness got a good pop. My tag partner Stone got a good pop. And then the current heavyweight champ, Celtic Nightmare, got a good fucking pop. And I was like, all right. One of the top pops for the night.
So it's a good thing. Mr. Awesome says that's genius watching a fan's live stream while you're just chilling there.
Oh, dude, it was so chill, too. Like, I don't know if you've ever been, like, to an indie show, Mr. Awesome, where you've, like, got to, like, stand in the ring or anything like that. But they have X cables underneath. They go diagonal post to post, and it's to keep the ring square. Well, in the company I work with, they don't have the X cables. They use ratchet straps, and they're so fucking tight. Dude, I was just laying there, like, against the ratchet strap, like, propped back just like I am. Just fucking chilling, and I'm like, man, if this ring collapses, like, while I'm in the middle, like, I'm gonna die. Like, I'm gonna get closer to the edge.
Right. Gunshot said somebody that's in YouTube wrestling that I'm kind of interested in what he can do as a person. I'm talking about is Trey Danger for BPW. Heard of Trey Danger?
Heard the name, but I don't know anything about him. Wasn't he the one that was stealing everybody's shit like a couple of years ago?
Sounds about right.
Like, he was using fuck, what was Zach Daniels' theme song? Or not Zach Daniels, Dustin Reagan's theme song, Sweet Dreams by Marilyn Manson. Wasn't he using that for a minute?
Probably. Oh, sorry, what could have been. And he's also curious of what Riley can do in the future of YouTube wrestling. Yeah, good for you. We'll see.
Riley Bates or Jacob Riley?
Good question. Because Jacob Riley I can get on board with. No offense to Riley Bates, but a little more interested in Jacob Riley right now. Mr. Awesome said unknown H2 would be interesting.
Ooh, that would be very interesting to see. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm not 100%. Obviously, something's got to happen after When Worlds Collide 2 with the Demon and Unknown.
Something.
So I'm eager to see when BCW, when they finally get off their fucking ass,
right,
and fucking stream an episode, what's going to happen.
Whenever that'll be.
I've heard rumors of a date, but I can't confirm or deny anything. So if you want the date, I'll spit it out, but I can't. I mean, I just hear shit secondhand now from like Jacob Riley and Mike Miller.
Of course, because other people that are in charge definitely wouldn't have any information.
Sinke's hit me up a few times asking me like
yes,
if I'll still be involved. And like, I don't know. I don't want to work for those two.
Don't blame you.
So I'm definitely not going to wrestle for them there ever again. Like, that's it. But I mean, for the last like last year plus, like I've been like the event coordinator to get the venue over at Top Notch and get the ring. We were renting the ring from rentawrestlingring.com, but Top Notch actually bought their own ring so we wouldn't have to rent. And then he can make a little bit of profit. Brand new ring, it fits better. So, I mean, just got to coordinate it with me. I got the key.
Right. Gunshot says I gotta go, so peace out, everybody. Thanks for coming into the show. And
thanks for not being a fuckboy and stealing all my shit.
Right. Mr. Awesome says,
friends.
Mr. Awesome says, in time when computers don't crash, that's when we'll see BCW.
Shit. Big facts.
Sure, go ahead and spill. What have you heard?
On the date?
Yeah.
They want to be all cute and make dates mean something, so I've heard New Year's Eve.
Interesting.
Because you know when Worlds Collide 1 was.
Yep, New Year's Eve last year.
So they want to be cute and play shit on the same date, so they're waiting.
Oh, Gunshot's got a quick question before he goes. H2, would you ever face Will Ospreay?
Will Ospreay? I'd love to share the squared circle with him. That dude would fuck me up, and I would sell the piss out of anything he'd want to do.
Right. So, did you happen to see the fallout of When Worlds Collide 2 when I had the Outlaws on?
I feel like I did, but I also can't quite remember everything.
For some reason, Mr. Awesome and I kept bringing up the little fact of their turncoat, I guess you could say, of what Father Time did to them, and that seemed to piss them off, I guess is the best way to put it.
I bet it did, man. Like, they treated that dude like shit for a very long time, and Jason's got a dirty little secret, and sooner or later, I think that's going to come out. And I'm not going to be the one to spill the beans, but I'm eager to see what's going to happen with Father Time on BCW. What are they going to do? Like, are they going to fire him? Are they going? Huh?
They can't fire him. Remember, he's got the immunity from winning the Battle Royal.
Oh shit! No, from winning the match with Riley or Jacob Riley. Yeah, he's number one contender for the. Ooh, I did not think about that. He's number one contender for the Universal Championship.
That he is.
That's interesting. He does have immunity.
Yes, Mr. Awesome in bold print mentions as what happened. They, both Mark and Jason, walked out on us.
Wait, they just like deuces?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Jason Page left first, off and off, and then Mark Williams didn't last very long afterwards. So.
Damn. Of course, he didn't last long without his boy toy there.
Well, it is what it...
Prime example right there of if you can't beat him, join him.
So. We'll see how long they can outlast the hands of time, I guess you could say.
Man. Very true.
So, I have a feeling Father Time will get his hands on them at some point in time.
Definitely.
Again, I guess technically. Since yeah,
I'd been waiting for him to punch them in the face for so fucking long.
I bet you have. Honestly, they deserve it.
Definitely.
They do use him. So.
They treated him like fucking garbage, man. And they just fucked him over time after time. Time.
And time. All right. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens between them whenever they get back on screen. What do you think is going to happen to other members of NWF?
Oh, man. I don't know. TZ, like I said, the same with Extreme. Like, TZ has dropped the idea to me before about, like, going to, like, ICW, but he just broke out into the indies, man. So, him and Mikey have been chilling quite a bit. Like, they came into the indies at the same time, so I could definitely see if if Mikey is willing to make the haul to Coloma before he goes down to Anderson, Indiana for a ICW taping, could definitely see TZ rolling down and seeing what's up. As for the Demon, well, you know, he aligned himself to BCW. Jack Brown is an NWF guy now. He's just kind of doing his indie shit right now. And, man, the Mosh is, like I said, they're getting ready to go to school.
Right.
Extreme, he's a cunty fag, and I don't care what he does. Fuck. Who else? Nate, I don't know what Nate's future holds. Nate knows it. I've told him before he's got to get better. Without actually trying, I don't know how much or if he'll get better. So we'll see what happens. With Nate, I don't know. Nate might just be done. I know him and his girl are talking about moving to Portage, Indiana. So we'll see. He might ride off into the sunset.
Gotcha. Definitely be interesting. I know one of the guys we did bring up with the Outlaws was Jack Brown, with the fact that they did fire him. He went to NWF, and now what are we going to see from there?
Right.
Next part is what do you think is going to happen with some of those BCW guys? A lot of them we've seen come out there to kind of help you out the end of One World's Collide too.
Man, I don't know if they'll be punished or not. Hopefully Mikey gets a full-time thing somewhere with BCW. I know he was like part-time them because he was with us as well. Hopefully he gets like part-time or full-time and gets like what he deserves over there. I hope gets something, get some love. Jack Brown, I don't know. Jack Brown didn't come out. He was with Jaden's kid. Yeah, I don't know. And those guys that came out and helped me, I don't know. Hopefully they do not get punished for their actions. This is a curtain call, per se.
Right.
And, just let them be.
See if the Outlaws can do better than that.
Yeah, I don't know. American assholes.
Yeah, Mr. Awesome's got a good point. Mike Miller does have that race for the case briefcase still.
Yeah, that he does. That
Which,
he does.
That time for cashing that has to be coming down here too.
It's coming down to the wire, man. He's got till WrestleVersary 3. I'm glad it's not like a 365-day thing.
Yeah.
Due to some inconsistencies.
Right.
I'm glad it's like until WrestleVersary 3 he has.
Yeah, that's a good thing because it's way past 365.
Oh, yeah.
Then you had it at last year's When Worlds Collide, and then
yeah,
a year, but
well,
still.
we were weird with our times for When Worlds Collide. We did not wait 365 days for the next one.
And Kyle Thompson, aka we all know, the Mosh will always be there for you, H2.
Hey man, you're all the way in New York. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, I was gonna say I seen on Instagram earlier today that him and Kevin were traveling to New York today.
I don't know if Kevin's going or not, but he went with somebody, but I don't know if he went with Kevin.
Yeah, I might have had wrong. Who knows? But still, traveled with somebody anyway.
Right.
All right.
Good shit. I talked about you guys earlier. Just keep doing what you're doing and grinding it out, brother. Rock the indies.
So what's the lasting image, or how do we put this? Anything you want, any way you want to put it, that you want people to have of NWF Adrenaline, first of all?
Oh, man. So, I never thought I'd have to say goodbye. Like when I was little,
Yeah.
And when I was little and I'd play with my figures weren't WWE wrestlers. They were NWF wrestlers. And so NWF, just the name has been like with me for a long time, long before I actually even did this. And to take it from a toy ring to a trampoline to an actual 16 by 16 squared circle, it's fucking awesome. Like I could have never guessed that I would have met such a kick-ass group of dudes that would be willing to help me like chase this dream. Like I've made money from NWF. Like I wouldn't just have this shirt. Like you wouldn't have this shirt and I wouldn't have profited $2 had it not been for NWF. So I mean, it was always a goal to make money from it, and I mean I did it. So but NWF, I mean, it was on the struggle train for a very, very, very long time. And we just kind of rocked the world. Like, promote yourself, get yourself out there, like, believe in yourself, actual, like, seek actual, like, psychology of wrestling, because the psychology of wrestling is what will draw people in. Like, you got, like I said earlier, swerve the fans. Just dangle what they want right in front of them and then pull it away, because that's going to draw them in for the next week. Yeah, I mean, if you want to remember NWF, like Adrenaline, I hope like you remember me, because I was there all along.
As it goes for the guys of NWF Adrenaline, what do you want people to think of or remember of the certain guys that were a part of the show throughout the years?
Oh man, just, I mean, these guys dealt with me. I'm kind of an ass sometimes. I like things done a certain way. They're all great dudes for putting up with me, and for the longest time, for 999 days, my shitty booking. But yeah, I mean, like, these guys all, like, when I let somebody come and join us, like, I'm not going to let just anybody join us. Like, you have to be dedicated. And, like, that's why guys like Earn Nitro never came back. That's why guys like Josh Bell I didn't allow to come back at When Worlds Collide 2. That's why, like, even if you go further back and, like, they're probably not even on YouTube. Like, we had a faction known as the Alarm Clock, and, like, they were consistent for a minute, and then they stopped being consistent showing up. Like, if I'm letting you come here, you have to be dedicated to this. Like, you can't just kind of meh, maybe. Oh, I don't know if I'll be there. Like, if you can't be there, you're going to miss a month's worth of shit, because I tape a month's worth of shit at once.
Right.
So I don't want one-offs here and there. Like, I don't want Brock Lesnar's, because that's going to piss my fans off and they're going to talk shit about me. But yeah, I mean, like, seek psychology and all that shit. Like I said, man, like, these guys, they kill the game. Some of these dudes are like just the best, like, guys, like Devin, or Kevin, if you will, and Kyle. Like, they're two of my best friends. Growing up, they were like two of my absolute best friends. Kyle was like in like every single one of my classes, and like I would go to his house every single weekend. Devin lived like 5 minutes up the road, so me and him would ride bikes, and once I got a license, drive around like every single fucking day after school. So I mean, like, those are good dudes, and like, it's crazy. Like, after we graduated high school, we all just kind of fell off the wagon. Like, we all stopped chilling. Like, I went a different direction than they did. They were both in the military, and they both went overseas. And then Devin went to college for a while. I stayed in Coloma and did my thing. Like, we kind of drifted apart, and then they came to my bachelor party because I requested them from one of my best men. And yeah, I had best men too. I had two best men, co-best men. And like they I requested them and I had a great time with them, and I was like, you guys are coming to my wedding, right? They're like, fuck yeah. So they came to the wedding, and like I had a great time with them again, and it was like the OG Wolf Pack, man. And I hit Kyle up and I'm like, hey man, like I need somebody to ring announce this show. I want a consistent ring announcer for this. Like I know you kind of like wrestling. I need somebody hype. Let's go. So I was just like, let's go. And he came and had a great time. And he's just like, dude, I don't care if you do that on a trampoline, on a mattress, or whatever. Like, if you need a ring announcer, I'm your guy. And Devin was the timekeeper at When Worlds Collide 1. If you go back and watch, like, you'll see Devin. And he was our timekeeper. And Kyle kept coming. Devin didn't always come. Kyle said he wanted to start training, so I was getting ready to start training him, and shortly after, Devin hit me up, and he's just like, all Kyle ever watches is fucking wrestling now. So I'm now inspired. I watched Ric Flair's 30 for 30. I want to wrestle. So I started training them, and that's history, man. Like, wrestling is such an outlet, especially for, like, me. Like, I'll be the first to tell you I struggle with depression, and my wife struggles with depression. We both have our mental health issues, but you have an outlet, and that is wrestling. Like, it's such like an antidepressant, and like that's something that a lot of people need. Like, I have a few friends that I've brought in. They don't wrestle, but they're there every single taping, and they're in the back with the guys shooting the shit, man. Like, because they need it. Like, I'm like, you need this in your life, man. This is a brotherhood. It's fun as fuck. Just, you'll have a good time.
Yeah.
Like, wrestling has brought me back friendships that I thought I wouldn't get back.
Right. Now, got another point I want to make towards that in a minute, but Mr. Awesome says, any chance of another H2 Wrestling podcast on the Indie ride-along?
Oh, you saw them indie ride-along, say? You know, I actually do have one, like, recorded, but I think I recorded one, but, oh, yeah, okay. So, we did a EHF event in South Bend, and we recorded a ride-along, but I never fucking posted it. So, maybe, man. It's just a pain in the ass. Like, I haven't done much editing. What I do when I do the ride-alongs is I get on the phone and I do the voice memo, and I just pass the phone back and forth between everybody that talks, and then I have to email it to myself, download it, put it on the editing software, and it's just kind of a pain. I'm just like, all right. So, I mean, definitely there will be more. My clique that we travel with has grown. It's usually me, my wife Shotgun, Devin and Kyle, and Nate Pepis in the middle. Nate Pepis actually may be taking over as full-time ring announcer for the indie company that I work at, because the usual guy he's got to step away from wrestling for a while. So Pepis has a tryout coming up. So good luck to him there.
Yes, definitely good luck to him. That'd be cool. So my other point for this is, for two guys, I would say NWF-wise, probably their best night was the last night, perhaps, that we'll see anything NWF at When Worlds Collide 2. That being, of course, one guy you mentioned earlier, AJ Gagliardo.
Right.
I think last night was going into the Hall of Fame.
Right.
So can't go wrong with that. The other guy I would mention from NWF, who his career has been made in the NWF, even though he kind of was with Josh Bell in a different company, but still, his name was homegrown in NWF. That being, of course, Tommy Zachary.
Right.
Winning the World Heavyweight Championship on his last night, even though things didn't turn out the greatest for him at the end of the show.
Right. Yeah, like I said, man, like, swerve the fans. Like, nobody expected Tommy Zachary's focus is the main event. no one expected, and I hope nobody remembered the contract that I gave him. I hope it was a surprise to everybody. And then I would assume nobody expected to hear AJ's music hit.
Right.
Did those things surprise you?
It surprised me.
Did you forget about the contract?
Yeah, for the most part, I did.
Yes.
It had been so long, so. But I will say the AJ part did surprise me more, but I can tell you why later.
Fair enough.
A certain individual would be the reason why, but.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, it was still a great ending to their NWF careers, in my opinion, on that night.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Those are two guys that Zach wanted and deserved to be rocket strapped. And I was just like, this is the place to do it, man. Like, and then AJ, me and AJ, like, we started this together. Like, I couldn't see it ending without him by my side.
Right. Yeah, it wouldn't make sense for it not to. I mean, many times as AJ had been world champion for one part, and
right,
his story all the way from back at the beginning to
right
apply too.
And before he retired, actually, like, we were in talks of we were gonna have another crossover show between When Worlds Collides. We were gonna have one called Ground Zero, and the main well, no, it was gonna be the co-main. It was gonna be me and AJ versus the American Outlaws again. And then we were gonna have, and I'm gonna smash kayfabe again. The American Outlaws were gonna go over us dirty, and then the main event at When Worlds Collide 2 was gonna be the losing company Defunct, but it was gonna be 3 stages of hell.
Oh wow!
And it was gonna be me and AJ against the Outlaws, and we were literally gonna flip a coin for the final call for the last fall.
Nice.
But we had it figured out. Like, the first fall was going to be Extreme Rules. The second fall was going to be submission match.
Okay.
And then the third fall was going to be like last team standing.
Wow.
Like, tell me that wouldn't have told a fucking story.
It would have told a great story.
So.
It had been something different. You'd never seen anything like that before. So.
Right. So now HCWE or whatever they're called is going to do that at their next Worlds Collide event.
Of course they are. Because they feel everything. And Marine was in the chat room at the very beginning of the show, but I haven't seen him since then. So
I saw that. I don't even care, honestly. Like, you're absolutely fucking retarded for trying to steal our shit when we've become like a mainstay. Like if you know BYW or YouTube wrestling or whatever, like, we're household names there.
Right.
Our shit has, like, we're I mean, I only got 200 subs, 200 plus, whatever, but we are cemented, like, we're known.
Yep.
So, I mean, if you're going to just deliberately, legitimately 100% use the same fucking logo.
Yeah.
And go for it, I guess.
Right. Mr. Austin says, hashtag fuck them. And he also said, what was your favorite NWF moment, both on screen and off?
Oh, okay. So I was just talking about this the other day, man. On screen would have to be, like, just the sheer fucking energy at When Worlds Collide 2. Like, when AJ's music hit and the crowd went nuts, and, like, I push AJ just because of how hype I am, and AJ looks at me like, did you just fucking push me? Like, dude, like, I get goosebumps when I just watch that. Off screen was, you know, we're here in Michigan, so back in the trampoline era, we would have to, like, we'd have to shake the ring rust off.
Mm-hmm.
And Ern Nitro is actually, he's one of my good buddies, Ernie. He's the one I work with. and he's a pretty good friend, and he wanted to do the beauty shot, like Tyler Breeze's move.
Right.
He was a big Tyler Breeze mark at the time. Well, Nate was always our test dummy for new moves. Ernie's just like, hey, I'm going to do the beauty shot, okay? Nate's like, okay. Man, Ernie did not get high enough and just straight beauty shot Nate right in the dick.
Oh.
10 seconds later, Gavin's like, the super fan, who you can see in like some very past episodes, he's like, hey, I want to practice my move. He would do like a front flip leg drop.
Mm-hmm.
Man, he over rotated and straight, like, right to Nate's balls.
Oh.
Seconds later, Nate's like, I'm done. I fucking quit. I'm not the test dummy. Fuck this shit. I'm done. And I was just like, oh my fucking God, dude. Like, he just got rocked in the balls. Another one of my favorite moments is early, man. Like, I'm talking recording this shit with a flip phone. We're fucking at AJ's house. It's me, AJ, and AJ's little brother, who's like, he was our first world champ. AJ and him are having a match. AJ bought this trampoline with his own money. He was so proud of it. Michael goes back, and you know, like the padding that goes around the trampoline?
Mm-hmm.
Instead of hitting the canvas, he hits that and just goes straight through, racks his nuts on a spring. I'm like, oh shit.
Ooh.
And AJ's like, you fucking retard, and just shoot punches him in the face. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. I was like, dude, his dick could be like stuck in the spring. I put my foot as close to his junk as I can and like press down to like release the tension of the springs, underhook his arms, and pull him out. And I'm like, fucking A. And then that same day, then this isn't like wrestling related. Like, we were on the trampoline, like doing stuff, but very, very off topic. AJ's family has like Chihuahuas, like Chihuahua wiener dog mixes, and they keep them on like the tie out line, you know, and the dogs will just sprint until that line gets tight, and then they're like, but they almost pull the stake out like all the time. And AJ's little brother, he's like, I could pull that fucking stake out if these stupid little dogs can. This dude puts the collar around his neck and just takes off at a dead sprint. Man, that stake did not come out of the ground at all. Like, you know, in Paranormal Activity, when they grab the bitches by their hair and throw them down?
Uh-huh.
That is what it looked like.
Wow.
I was like, damn.
Right.
It's so funny.
So Austin said that hashtag fuck 'em goes to EBW/MEBW as well. Never heard of them guys, so I don't know who he's referring to there, but sure.
Those are, they claim that they didn't know about When Worlds Collide, but they're from Michigan. And I mean, I have a screenshot of me sending them the link to When Worlds Collide too, after I had already invited them to come and take part in the Battle Royal.
Right.
And it has the check mark and seen like when they read it. I'm not gonna go and share fucking screenshots, but I mean, I have the proof if you want to see it.
Yeah, we're good.
I mean, I really don't give two shits anyway. Mine was better. Mine was in a ring. Theirs was on grass, so.
Yeah, that's an easy win. All right. Well, apparently Mr. Awesome's the only person watching now because we're down to one viewer.
Fuck it.
But that's better than nothing.
Right. I'll take it.
Right. So any other lasting images you want for anybody to have of NWF Adrenaline, and then we'll fund into for you in your career for that matter?
Man, like I was saying earlier, like, I'm not trying to go to WWE or anything crazy like that. But like, if something's your dream, just fucking chase it, man. It doesn't matter how many people are telling you that your dream's stupid. Like, if I had $1 for every time I was told I'd never be a wrestler, like, I'd have a lot of fucking money, and I'd also be giving one of these to him as well. So, but yeah, I mean, like, chase your dreams. I believe it was Lance Armstrong. Wait, was the dude with the one nut that was the bicycler, right, Lance?
Yeah.
Okay, so he had those Live Strong bracelets. Those were like all over the place after that. There was one that I had. It wasn't him, but it was like based off of that. It said impossible is nothing. And that is just kind of something like I've just kind of gone off of. Like, impossible is nothing. Chase your fucking dream. Like, I never thought I would actually be a wrestler. Like, I was just like, I wanted to. And like, I was in talk with like companies to like go and train. But like, at that point in time, I had my shitty job where I was working till 7:30 every single night. It's like, they were training during the week and I just couldn't make it. So, but like, impossible's nothing. Live your fucking dream. Like, chase it. Just like I said earlier, like, I'm not doing this to go to TNA, ROH, WWE. Like, if I never went any further than I am right now, I'd be fine with it because I fucking did it. Like, my goal was never to be WWE champion and be on TV. My goal was to be a professional wrestler, and I've, like, succeeded that. Like, I'm doing this so, like, my future kids will see Dad did it. Like, Dad chased his dream. Like, I want to be the inspiration, you know?
Right.
So, if you take anything from me, like, I don't care if you don't like my ring work, but like, just listen to the words that I'm saying right now. Like, if it's your dream, don't just fucking give up because someone tells you it's stupid. My dad told me I'd never be a pro wrestler, and that was a stupid dream. And now he's like, damn, that's kind of cool. So, people that are going to shit on you are people that just never chase their fucking dream. So just chase it and do it. As Shia LaBeouf would say, just do it.
Right. So there was a little bit, somebody mentioned the dark side earlier. There was a little bit of chatter in the Win Worlds Collide 2 chat from the dark side mentioning how he would love to have an NUW versus, well, now as we would call it, BCW at Win Worlds Collide 3 if it were to happen. What would your opinions of something like that happening in Michigan?
I mean, I'm event coordinator, so I mean, come the fuck on. Let's go. Bring it out, guys. Let's go. Come on. I'd love to like meet those dudes. Like, if those dudes showed up, I'd have a really hard time staying out of the ring. I'll be completely honest. So, I mean, let's figure something out for next year, guys.
That'd be great. If they're actually down for it.
Could you imagine Darkseid versus Mikey?
Oh.
In some kind of a fucking death match?
Where's my referee shirt? Oh.
Yeah, real shit, man.
Yeah.
You're going to have to fight Red Harrington for that one.
I'm sure I would.
Or DJ Pasco or Red Shoes or...
any of them.
Yeah, man.
That would be amazing. Even think of that, or imagine if you had Novin possibly in there with anybody. Put him in there with. Can you imagine Novin, the Demon, and Unknown?
Unknown, man, that'd be wild. That would be something else for sure.
Right. I know Mark and Jason were fantasy booking during the post show of One World's Collide 2. Both of them possibly getting a chance at Navon McDonald themselves. So.
Man, Navon, he's like, everybody wants to work with Navon. I feel like we need to have a tournament to determine who works with Navon. Or just whoever draws the shortest straw gets them or whatever.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I think it would be very interesting if D versus Outlaws. Yeah, that would be interesting. Murder Club versus the Outlaws.
Which members of MC do you want, though, man?
Oh, that's a good question. Who would Mr. Awesome like to see as part of the MC to face the Outlaws?
TOP.
Yeah, I was just going to say, could you imagine TOP versus the American Outlaws?
I'm not sure how they feel about Mark, though. Some of these people still want to shoot punch him in the face.
I don't know either. I don't know how the guys in NUW feel about him. I know I know the two main ones, Navon and Darkside, are cool with him, but
Right. Believe it or not, I think Yankee is actually chill with them now.
good. Another guy I had asked if he would make a video for this, but he's kind of busy too. So.
Yeah, I definitely understand. He's got a new job, and I still communicate with Yankee, man. I still talk with him about shit. Definitely miss talking to him more, though.
Right? Same here. That's awesome. If Mr. Awesome says any other two, maybe you put Yankee in there with a Ricky or think Yankee and Dirty maybe.
Oh shit.
That'd be interesting.
Man, one match that didn't get to happen that I wanted to make happen so bad. Like, I reached out to him, but he never got back to me. He didn't ever accept my friend request on Facebook, so he probably never even saw the message. I was like, man, if we can get fucking Everett and Jason Walker down, like, I'll give them co-main.
Right?
Let them fucking tear it up.
I have a feeling we'll see that at some point. Mr. Awesome says TOP with Yankee versus the Outlaws tag team street fight.
I like it. Especially now that the Outlaws don't have their heavy.
True. They'd be outnumbered for once.
Right.
It'd be interesting to see how they'd handle that. Because we haven't really seen the numbers against the American Outlaws in a long time.
No.
Not to say that you didn't get the better of them at times by yourself.
Beat
Even,
them 2-on-1 twice, man.
right?
Well, I guess not technically 2-on-1 twice. I beat him 2-on-1 in the Ultimate Survivor, or not Ultimate Survivor. What was that? The Final Destination match.
Yep.
And then at Showdown 2, I might as well claim I beat them both.
Right? And nobody else can say they've done what you did to both of them.
Right. Tapped them both out and pinned them both.
Yep.
I even beat Father Time.
That you did. The other thing you didn't do was make him tap out.
First man. First and only.
They say then you're only man too. I guess I hadn't realized that. Yeah, it's impressive too.
And I sort of eliminated him from the Final Destination match.
Yeah.
I Ellsworth this leg.
That's true. You did. Made sure you got counted out.
Oh, yeah. It's whooping on Nate.
Right. All right. Let's see. So there's 3 people watching now. If any of you guys got any more questions, go ahead and ask them. I'm going to go with this part, though. Yes, there was a BCW guy, as we all know, Mark Williams, who inducted me into the Hall of Fame this year. But there wouldn't be no Hall of Fame. There wouldn't be no Tiger Talks Wrestling. There wouldn't be me showing up at any backyard wrestling or YouTube wrestling events if it wasn't for H2. So for that, I do say thank you again. I know I've said it plenty of times in the past, but
Oh, man, no thanks necessary, brother. I'm all about giving back.
right.
You helped promote NWF for When Worlds Collide 1. You were our social media ambassador.
True.
You helped promote from, I mean, I'm pretty sure I remember the first day I messaged you. I followed you, you followed me back, and I was like, hey, man, like, I know I don't have much on YouTube, but I'm about to start doing more uploads. Like, you should check me out and tell me what you think. And I still remember you compared me to a company, and I won't repeat who because I don't want to rub anybody the wrong way. But just you comparing my work and production to that company, like, was inspiring. So thank you for that.
Yeah, no problem. I remember those conversations back in the day too. So
Yeah.
Some people put it one light can burn a candle or something along those lines. One flame. So just shows if I remember correctly in that first message you happened to mention that you were from Michigan too. So that was one part. I was like, hey, there's actually a Michigan company here.
Right. I was just, well, when I saw you were from Muskegon, I was like, oh, fuck. I was like, that, I mean, I've been in Muskegon many of time.
Right. And up until last year, I couldn't say I've ever been in Coloma, but I've been there twice now, so. And that twice will expand and expand and expand. Is the hope, anyway. Among other places.
Right.
5 people watching now. None of you guys got anything to ask? Oh, 6. You didn't have anything. Yeah, it was great to have that in there. Yeah, that's what I'm getting there. That's what I was doing, getting that part. All right. So if you guys don't have any other questions, I think this is going to be the part where we will wrap it up, going on a little over 2.5 hours. So I'll give them about 3 more minutes if anybody, or 2 more minutes, 2 to 3, somewhere around there. If they got anything else left in there. Till 9:40 at the latest. That's what we'll stop. But,
right on.
Anything that that you're hoping to see happen in the future with the company that put you out of the business, but with BCW or some of the guys there anyway.
Oh man, we were so close to like drawing crowds and shit. Like, we were starting to draw. I hope BCW like keeps going with that. Draw a crowd, make a little bit of cheddar, man. Because right now, you guys are paying ring fees to the owner of the gym to make that ring payment. Man, if you guys draw, then you guys don't have to make that payment. You might not get paid, but you might fucking just not have to pay for the ring. So I hope they start trying to draw. That was the ultimate goal for me, was to make them draw a crowd. And there's too much downtime between matches. Can't do that if you have a crowd. We can't have 30 minutes of dead air while people are running around asking questions when I have the instructions sitting right in front of them, man.
Right.
So, but yeah.
I will say at When Worlds Collide 2, there was only one point. I think there was kind of a little break in between matches. So
When Worlds Collide 2, they were on their A game. I'll give them that. Like, it was like match after match after match, and we got done really early. Like, it was a long fucking show. It was about, what was it, like 3.5 hours long?
Somewhere around there.
And I mean, we were there for probably about 5. I was there all night the night before to set up, but usually when we do this, like, we don't tear down until like we've been there for 5 to 7 hours.
Right.
So, I mean, yep.
It was definitely wasn't quite that long, so it was a good show. Great show, correction. Mr. Awesome says, I just gotta say much respect and hashtag thank you H2.
Thank you, Mr. Awesome, for being one of my 2 best fans.
And who's somebody that you kind of hope BCW will kind of, I guess, rocket strap, or will get their chance anyways, that maybe hasn't gotten a chance?
I want them to bring Jack Brown back. And if they bring Jack Brown back, like, you guys need to let him just fucking shatter that glass ceiling.
Nice. What happens with the NWF Adrenaline Championship and the NWF World Heavyweight Championship?
The Adrenaline Championship. It's around here somewhere. The heavyweight title. I told TZ he could either leave it in the ring or take it with him. And I'll let you guys figure out what you think.
Gotcha. For some reason, I happen to have a feeling it was the latter that happened. We'll see. Out of those guys from that company, or from even NWF that haven't gotten an opportunity to, who would you like to see get a chance to possibly thank people or at least get a shot here on Tiger Talks Wrestling?
I definitely would love to see the Mosh, or Disposable Heroes, if you will,
Right.
on here together. Mikey Nitro would be an interesting one to have. I've heard some very interesting stories about his come up, and I think the community needs to hear that. But man, yeah, I don't know. Those are pretty much the ones that I really want to see. Jacob Riley, I'm not sure. He would be interesting to have, but I don't know if he'd really want to do it, to be completely honest.
Gotcha.
But I mean, you could always ask. You never know.
True. All right. So since it went back down to one watching now, and it's 9:38, we'll just wrap it up here. Any last things that you want put out there?
Like I said, man, just chase your fucking dream. Don't let anybody shit on it. There's going to be at least somebody supporting you. At least one person will support you. And just kind of use that person to motivate you. Like, that one person believes in you, so just chase it for them. Chase it for yourself. Also, if you would like to help get me paid, you can get these shirts from me. All you got to do is ask for the link and I'll drop it. You can get these ones. You can get the OG, and you can get him in several different colors. Can't really tell from the camera, but Tony's got one in navy blue. My friend Ernie has a baseball tee one. It's white, and then the sleeves are blue. And then he bought a onesie for his kid that's on the way. I had a dude come up to me. He's a super fan at the Indie Fed that we go. I gave him the link. I have coffee mugs, mouse pads, throw pillows. Anything you want, Beast Bite Incorporated, you can get it. So just let me know and I'll drop links, man.
Do you wish you could have gotten a better conclusion to the feud with Earn Nitro?
Absolutely.
That one thing you would change if you could go back.
Definitely.
Figure.
Shit happens, so.
Right. All right. Is this the last that we're going to see H2 on camera?
Who knows, man? Kind of like Sting. The only thing we know for sure is that nothing is for sure.
And one last question. H2 Wrestling Podcast. Future of it.
So me and AJ have just gotten very busy. Me and AJ haven't watched a pay-per-view together in almost a year.
Wow.
So that just kind of makes it hard because AJ was my co-host. But who knows, man? Maybe. I just really, really, really fucking hate making the graphics for it. And then editing it.
Right.
So that's why I went to the live, because it just fucking sucked. Like, I enjoyed doing it, but I hated making the graphics.
I hear you.
There will be more, though. There will be ride-alongs. There will be podcasts.
All right. Well, then I guess that's the part where we end the show.
All right.
Thank you again for coming on to the show. Of course,
thank you for having me, man.
Not a problem. Happy to have you on. Just talk a little bit, get some questions answered.
For sure.
We'll see what the future holds past this, knowing that BCW is now moving on and NWF, unfortunately, has come to a conclusion.
Yep.
But the next time you guys will see me on air, as I mentioned, will be before the end of the year, possibly Friday the 28th, do a year in review of YouTube wrestling. Maybe put a little WWE in there, but we'll see. And for that, if you got any last thing you want to say, put it out there.
Subscribe to Tony's channel or I'm going to fuck you up. Follow Mr. Awesome on Twitter. I'm going to fuck you up. That's pretty much it, man. Just live your life, do you, and fuck the hate.
Good message. All right. This has been Tiger Talks Wrestling. We'll catch you guys next time. We're out.